Hello, hello, everyone. I'm so sorry. I had a lot going on. I had an important phone call, a very important phone call. I won't say much, but in a couple of days, we might have a very special guest, or maybe even tonight. How are you doing? Everyone in this chat looks absolutely amazing. Everyone looks absolutely beautiful tonight. I hope everyone is all as well. I'm praying for each and every one of you. I pray and seek comfort and love for each and every one of you. I hope your family is doing well. Tell the family I said hello. Everyone looks beautiful in here tonight. Hello, TG Chicago. Hello, Florida in the Sun. Hello, Kristen Butler. Hello, Kitty Lover. Hello, Jason Merlino. Hello, Sweetie Pie. Hello, D Someone. Hello, Deb DL Sunshine. Hello, Tara Rogers. Hello, Mags. Hello, Annette Gabriel. Hello, Fern Ann. Hello, Ellie Mae. Hello, Kathy. How are you, Kathy? Hello, Diane Frank. Um, who else do we have here? Hello, Stacy Smith. How are you? Hello, Denise Hayes. Hello, Kitty Lover. Hello, Anita. Hello, Quiet but Fearless. Hello, Stephanie Green. Glad to have you back. Hello, Moonage Daydream. Hello, Tammy Lloyd. Hello, Current Chaos. Uh, what's up, Todd? Hello, Bad Betty. Yeah, it's in the bed somewhere. Can you guys hear me? One second, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Stony. Hello, Debbie O'Neill. Hello, Kyle Hunt. Hello, everyone. How are you guys? I know it's a very, very sad day. I pray everyone days gets better. Hello, Cinda Mullins. Hello, Anita. Haven't seen Debbie O'Neill or Cinda Mullins in forever. Hello, Biggsy OG. You want to make sure you come in, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button on your way in. Hello, Samantha.
Hello, Stephanie Green. Welcome back, lady. How are you? Sorry, Punky. How's everybody? Hi, Kathy. Hello, TG. Hello, Todd. Hi, Pam. Hi, Kristen. With Betty so old and Larry and BJ definitely not going to take care of them, honestly feel Ray, Timmy, and Lorraine were going to end up with the state. That's so sad. I know I just saw that. Quiet, are you coming up here? Oh, you need the link. What's up? Hey, Fern Ann. Hi, Jenny Gilbert and Auntie Squirrel. Cinda Mullins, how are you? Mima, oh, he put the link there. Hi, Terry Rogers. Where do you come from, dear? Lady, wait, this is going kind of quick, y'all, and my eyes are
Quiet.
way wonky.
Sorry about that, G Wiz mom. Quiet.
That's okay.
Quiet's up there with you. Y'all can get started if
Is
you
she
like.
real quiet? Get on in here, lady. Let's do
Hey,
this.
hey, G Wiz, how are you?
I'm better. It's quiet here. I'm afraid to
Okay.
use that word. It's a, you know what I mean? It's a challenge
Yeah,
to use that word because at any moment.
yeah. Do you still have your guests?
Oh yes, they're out working right now.
Okay,
They have the ability to go door dashing. So they
okay.
just really they I was saying the other day to Funky, did I break a mirror? They definitely broke a mirror. And
Hey
Mhm.
hopefully they
everyone.
pull it together
Hey,
and get on out of here.
hey,
Yeah,
hey.
you got a
I'm a
lot on
little
your
better.
plate.
I'm a little better, Ellie Mae.
Hey, me, Ma.
Mima.
Hey, Quiet, how are you?
I'm well. Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling better today, yeah.
Oh, you've had it with that migraine this week, haven't you?
Well, I get the migraine, but I, what people don't understand with people who have migraines is you get a prodrome, which is the day before, then you get the migraine, then you get the postdrome, and that's the
Uh huh.
after. And the day after, you're just exhausted, you have brain fog, you're just not really altogether well.
Exactly.
So
Well, I hope you're on the mend.
yeah, it should be okay. Weather changed. We had a huge rainstorm on Sunday, so that helped.
Well, it's good to have you back tonight.
Thank you.
It's good to
Betty, I
see
think, is
you.
sitting down in the chat because she likes to just be chatty Cathy lady.
She's
Get her.
yeah, she just yes.
So let her do her thing, but she better get her butt up here later because we're
Right.
good
Ellie
for
Mae. Hello. Look at that. Annette's here. Candace O.
Candace.
That's
Oh,
one for Quiet, because Quiet, you're the one that's more up on it. I saw that little video. My sister sent it, and I can't remember that man's name. Very nice gentleman that showed part of that live, talking about that they were taken.
yeah, you're
Oh
gonna have to
yeah.
explain the whole thing today. I
Oh
just saw a
golly.
tiny little
Yeah.
blurb
Every
on it, and I had tons of other stuff going on today, so I couldn't really focus on it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's been a very eventful afternoon in Odd, West Virginia, to say the least. Um,
No
there's a
kidding.
lot of comments. I know I was going over the comments before I came up in the panel, so it looks like everybody, has heard what's happened basically. But um, Eric came on his page earlier this evening, and he made the announcement that he had heard that the Whittakers, Lorraine, Ray, and Timmy, that APS had come, or he called it the state, and they had been removed from the home. And he just said he had to find more about it. He didn't. It was just a post, and then later he came on with a live. But in the meantime, Patrick came on his channel with a live with Betty and Kenny. They were all three sitting on the sofa, and it was it was dramatic. I mean, I felt really bad for them. It was sad. Betty was she was crying, and Patrick
Hmm.
he did look upset. Um, and they did confirm that APS had come and taken them from the home. And later he posted another short video of Timmy being put on, got on the stretcher, and I guess they were going to let him ride in the ambulance because they took all three of them to a hospital, that's pretty much normal procedure
Right.
when people are removed from the home. They'll be checked over and have forensic interviews and everything. So they're going to be there for a bit. Um, Lorraine was really upset, and I did feel bad for her in ways I did not. But uh, it's tragic. I mean, I'm sure that all three of I mean Lorraine and Timmy and Ray, I'm sure they're confused because they don't understand. So I'm sure that it is not any fun for them right now.
No,
And
and
especially,
you can see the hurt. Their hurt. Sorry, quite. I just have to throw that in there. That you saw that hurt. Like they took them, but they just left us here. Like, okay,
yeah, and
Have they ever been taken before? Is my question. Do we know this?
I don't know. And there's not a lot of things out there until Mark started uh, filming them.
Right.
So I don't know. There is a lady who's been posting. I've looked at the Reddit uh, sub over the last few days, and there are people on there. They're brutal, absolutely brutal,
I'm sure
and
it is brutal.
that there is a girl. Her last name is Whittaker, but they're not related to the Whittakers.
Uh huh.
And but they live
mm,
close to them, and they have known them all their lives. And I've kind of been looking at what she's been saying uh, as well, and that's a good perspective of the community. I'm
Hmm.
guessing that she doesn't like either Eric or Patrick.
Right.
So everybody has their opinion, and they're coming from a different perspective, as to how they know the family. And
Hmm.
again, many of us, we're onlookers. We are watching this. We don't know them. We don't know all their history. And the what we see on video, that's just a short little clip, really, of what's actually all the dynamics that are going on. But um, Betty was saying she was upset, and when she was talking about him, I mean, it did get your sympathy totally. But she did say, uh, they haven't been beaten. Well, I, you can't call that pony back in the stall because you already let it out, Betty. Because she did tell APS that yes, they had been hit by BJ, and she
ooh,
told the whole story. So that's that's already been said. And Eric had taken Timmy, and I guess Timmy went with Eric to APS on the initial visit, and that was when he was trying to get the protective orders, and he couldn't get them. They went two times, and they wouldn't grant it. So he said, "I didn't know what else to do," and he said, "I knew about the abuse," and he said, I had to get some help." So he took Timmy to APS. And Timmy was interviewed there, and Timmy told them, yes, BJ hit him, and that she hit the other people in the family, and that her, other people, the boyfriends, I think, had abused him and Ray as well. So I don't think that they can, backtrack on that because that has been documented too well. And Betty told the lady from APS. She also told the lady from APS. And that's the reason that she wanted, BJ gone because she was
Hmm.
afraid of her. So, and I'm thinking, you know, but Betty, don't say that, because uh, probably a lot of people have the same thoughts I did. Whoa, Betty, you can't change your story right now, because nobody's going to believe you, even though she's hurt, and of course, she is. And she was pitiful. She really was. And I had a lot of sympathy for her. But at the same time, I'm saying, Betty, don't lie. Don't do that right now. Patrick says that he's going to go try to petition for guardianship of all three tomorrow morning. But I very much doubt that Patrick will be able to get guardianship because he was just placed on probation last month. He does have a pretty bad background of a lot of some record, which is not going to look good. Plus, Patrick has 6 children of his own that he doesn't. I don't think he supports. So I'm not sure that he has the character there to be allowed guardianship of 3 people. And then he said, "I'm going to give him my house." Well, his house is not really a whole lot better than the house that they're in, except it's not filthy, but it has no walls, no insulation, or
Huh.
anything. And, that's not going to be livable. And he's going to pay for that to have it fixed. Um, so, but I think he was just saying that just to come across, I'm sorry, sort of as the hero of the night.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion of Patrick's has changed a little bit. I like, I'm not going to say anything really bad about him, but I'm not sure Patrick has presented himself entirely honest. But I do think that
Mm-hmm.
Eric is up and up. And Eric came on and he is just furious. And he actually told some things, that he knows. And he's just said, "I'm telling it all." He said, "I'm going to tell the whole story. I'm going to be transparent about this whole thing." And he did tell some things about Patrick that did not look good on Patrick. And you're going to kind of have to form your own opinion about that. But it's I'm not sure. I'm just not sure where I'm going to put my opinion right now. I'm not feeling real good about Patrick, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see because um, Eric did say that he's going to try to get Timmy. He's going to try to get guardianship of Timmy. And he looked in the camera and he said, "Buddy, I'm going to find you." He said, "Wherever you are." So, you know,
Right. We've got a
we'll just have,
handful of
yeah. So,
comments,
yeah,
ladies.
and and okay. Eric did not go back to Georgia. Everybody said that he went home, but he did not. He's been in West Virginia. So he's been there the whole time. But go ahead with the comments, please.
Right. Yeah. These have all been highlighted. I'm trying to go back to where it started, and I'm just going to cover the highlighted ones. So I apologize. Y'all are like going a mile a minute. While I'm reading, though, go hit the like button, please. I'm going to
And
start with
and
Jason.
and I'm just gonna
Go.
reiterate because I just put it in
Sure.
the chat. If you see the bullseye up top, we get 30 super chats, and Funky has a surprise for us.
Oh, really? Well, come on, people. We've got a lot of people in the chat, so that should be easy to do.
Right.
Exactly. All right. I am going to wait just a second. It jumped again. Okay. I'm going to start with Jason Page. Eric did all that stuff that happened today. Patrick did nothing wrong. This is all on Eric. Tara Rogers says many people called them there after because he told them to. And Stacy Smith says Eric is the only one that was there to help them. Patrick was always strange. I had a bad feeling about him. And Kristen Butler says, I don't want Timmy apart from his mom and Ray alone, but it's wrong that they would have to deal with continuing being abused by BJ, her boyfriends, etc., etc. Betty could have put a stop to it a long time ago. Before I go any further, codependency is really bad, and I think that's what she's suffering from. I think she's afraid to speak against it, to try to stop it. I think that I'm sure she feels the repercussions wouldn't be good either. And now we're at Anita. Jason, if you listen to the video, the woman at the door states, BJ, come back, and that changed the court order. Oh,
Yeah,
came back,
I
I apologize.
yeah, I heard that. And Betty also refused a continuance on that court order too. She refused. They were going to continue it for her, the 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 protective order, and she refused it.
Right.
Florida in the Sun says, wondering if the city condemns the house next. Betty will have to live somewhere. All the money from the donations can get her an RV to live in next to Harry.
Then we have teen niece
Ellie Mae
until
wants
they,
a
oh,
update on
good.
funky family members that are ill before we get on the craziness with the Whittakers that went down today. I
Okay, go.
don't know how everyone is besides myself. And Gina's here. Haven't heard from D Dab in a few days. So if anyone has anything else, they can add to that. Anyone?
Not me.
Funky? I don't know.
Funky.
Funky? Anything on D Dab? Well, we'll have to wait. I don't think we have anything, guys.
Looking like a not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Right.
Um, let's see. Stephanie says, Todd, I usually catch the reruns. I am on the men once again. Thank you. How is Rose? Glad you're here, Stephanie. The Bears game. Oh, what's the score of the Bears game, Debbie? Put it in the chat for me. Funky, why am I not green? With Betty so old and Larry and BJ definitely not going to take care of them, honestly feel Ray, Timmy, and Lorraine were going to end up with the state. Patrick and Eric never should have out this family on internet, period, says Tara Rogers. Aunt Squirrel says they knew if BJ returned there would be problems. I suspected this after they were there, telling Betty they wouldn't do this and seen the living conditions. Mm. Cinda says, I think they're forcing Betty to make a choice. What do you think? Quiet.
Well, I think Betty is. I don't think there's a choice to be made right now. I think the choice was made, and I think that APS made the decision. And APS, they've had a lot of heat put on them. This is big, and have a lot of experience in. I'm not going to healthcare
Hmm.
and the way it works. And I do know that is the last thing that they want.
Right.
And I'm imagining they may have had pressure from up above saying, okay, this is out there. Probably the first question they were asked is, why have you not done something about this before?
Correct.
Because just the house, the living conditions itself inside that house,
Or tr-
they're, if
yeah.
they're doing their job, they would not have allowed these three people to be there.
Right. Scrumptious says the Amish won't be involved with all that mess. They don't like drama. Welcome, Tara. It's her first live. Lady FS77 says, hey, I've been out of a couple nights, got a lot of listening to do. Annette says, I think that Betty will eventually go to either a nursing home or assisted living. Remember, she has heart problems, and if she becomes immobile, Larry and BJ won't care for her. Um, Tara says she has family real close to ODD. Odd. Um, the whole thing is sad. Their family, they didn't ask to be in this. Now their family is separated. It's a shame. It truly is. Um,
It took all these years for somebody to come in and do something. And honestly, to come in and just take them out of the home, right? No, hey, could somebody get in here and clean this up? Yada, yada, nothing. Just go in there and just scoop them up.
Jason says Eric is the one that did all this stuff that happened today. Kristen says, I'm disgusted, but I feel it's best Ray, Timmy, and Lorraine are away from the neglect, the drug abuse, the greed, and the filth.
You
True.
know, I think above all, when I think about this and I look at it from all directions, and I have done a lot of that today and this afternoon, the one thing I keep coming back to is the fact that they were being abused, that even one time someone hit them and that
Mm-hmm.
person is still there. That's
Right.
inexcusable and that cannot be. And
Mm-hmm.
they chose to let that person stay there. And I know their family, but this has probably been a generational, uh, the way that they do, but it's not acceptable
No,
because those three people cannot defend themselves. And the fact that there were boyfriends there beating on Ray and Timmy, that's even worse. And they refused to, you know, let her to say, you're not coming back here. You know what you did. You can't do this. I think that made that decision. And I cannot uphold that. That I keep coming back to that. It's not so much the drugs, of the badgering for money. But when you lay your hands upon a special needs person, you think about that. That's inexcusable. She needs to go to jail. That's my opinion only. But that's where I keep coming back, and that is the one thing I that to me that that's a moot subject. It's non-negotiable. You cannot do that.
Annette says, on one hand, this is sad, separated from family and routine, but they will have hygiene, medical, and mental health care and the help they need. Candace says, so who do you think will end up with their land? Who owns it now? I don't know. Who's the owner? Do you know? Quiet.
Yeah, the parents, Betty and Larry's mother and father, their name is still on the deed.
Are they
The land,
alive?
no, they're dead. The
Well, it
land
does.
was never the
Yeah.
land was never probated, so every heir has
Owns
an
a piece of it.
interest in that land.
Okay. Okay. Um, Jason says, but they will be back tomorrow. No, they won't let them back tomorrow. Sorry.
No,
Kitty.
they probably are not even going to let them have see anybody for a while because they will undergo physical examinations because
Hmm.
of the abuse and the conditions upon which they were living. And then they will do forensic interviews, and
Hmm.
that will take some time. So it's going to be a while before they're even allowed to be near them, I think.
Kitty says that, oh, no, not me, Kristen. They love each other and they have never been apart. So sad. Um, who pays them taxes after 7 years will own it after they file abandonment. Whoever pays them tax. Oh, so there's probably a tax lien on the land. So whoever's going to pay that will probably own it, is what she's saying. Um,
We
can't.
have a conflict. Sorry, stop. Somebody, the one and only something, um, is saying that Betty owns the land. Could you elaborate on that?
According to everything that I've seen, for people who have actually looked it up because it's
Hmm.
public out there, it's still in
Right.
the name of the parents.
And there's probably a tax lien on it because the taxes haven't been paid since the parents passed. So,
You know, I
Wow.
don't, I don't know because in West Virginia they're pretty strict about that. I was looking at the tax laws up there, and if you're delinquent on your taxes, you have
Hmm.
like a year, and uh, then it goes into some other, I'm sure administrative things. But at one point, and it's not that long really, I was thinking it will go up for public auction, and then if there's a mortgage on it, then the mortgage company will usually pay the taxes and just add it onto your payment because a delinquent taxes override a mortgage. And most mortgage companies, they realize if they don't pay the tax bill, they lose their interest in that property. The mortgage doesn't mean anything anymore, and it can be sold at public auction. And that's why a lot of these LLC companies are coming in and they scoop these properties up. So maybe there are other siblings, and that maybe they're paying the taxes.
Yeah, maybe, possibly.
And I don't know, but I think when you're a certain age, you don't have to pay property taxes anymore. But I'm not sure how that would work. But I bet somebody's paying those.
Um,
Hmm.
Becky says, in my opinion, Patrick is not the good person he pretends to be. Uh, do think Eric was truly trying to help them get a home and help them. This is my opinion only and not wanting to argue with anyone. Okay. Camantha says, Annette, there is no way he's going to get guardianship. I have guardianship. Wait, wait. Chat is moving. Of my
Yeah.
disabled adult son. It keeps moving. And let me tell you, they go through things with a fine tooth comb.
I
Right.
know. I've got personal experience with that as well.
And
Um,
they should go through with it with a fine tooth comb, because that is a
well,
big responsibility to place someone in the care of someone else and not check them out.
right.
T Niece says, hard as hell to obtain legal guardianship. 100. Took me a year and a half to get guardianship over my adult son. Just the legal process is timely and draining in every way. Mm. Patrick said, Anita, if anyone wants to come and fix the house up, so Patrick be getting a free room remodel. Oh. Let's see. The chat is just flipping.
Is there any way to slow it down a little bit? Can
Mhm.
Funky do any slow it
I,
down?
I don't know. Whatever Patrick has done in his past, I still think he generally cares for all of them, says Moon is J Dream. Um, Cameras are best for these situations. Best proof, says Stacy. Separating Timmy from his mama is evil, says Moonage. Well, we don't know if they're separated. They might be together. We don't know. It's
It's
possible.
it's very possible that once they got into the hospital, they all went to the same place, that they put Timmy and Lorraine in the same room.
Hmm.
I think that might be very likely that they did that.
Yeah, I don't think that they are trying to harm. I mean,
No, no.
I think they're trying to just help them. So I don't think they'd really pull them apart. That would be too traumatic, and I believe they know that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't. When those patients come in, you have to treat them with kid gloves. I mean, they're traumatized, and Ray might have to be medicated, to something to help him calm down, because I'm sure he's going to be probably very upset and agitated.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not being cruel. That's normal. That would be considered something that you would do. But who knows? I mean, I'm sure it's not fun for any of them. But I don't think that they would have. They probably kept Timmy and Lorraine together.
Um, Jason says, I promise you all, Eric did this, all of his people, because when the cops show up today, Eric seen them and then he was gone. Um, the humble royal prince says, Timmy is afraid of Eric Carroll.
I
Teeny
disagree with that 100%. I do not think that Timmy is afraid of Eric. Um, I actually think that Timmy, the last few days, did not seem exactly like Timmy. And of course, I'm sure Timmy's wondering, why am I back home? Where did Eric go? I think Timmy loves both Eric and Patrick, and I don't think he's scared of either one of them.
Teeny says Patrick won't qualify as a legal guardian, not with his record. State will likely grant a court appointed legal guardian for each of them. It's possible.
Right.
Christian says what comes in the dark comes to light. I thought Eric was genuine, but looking at his eyes and body language and knowing how he untrustworthy Patrick was he wasn't transparent to those who donated. Tara says they made content for profit. Mm, a lot of people don't trust them. Timmy should stay with his mom, says Kyle. Annette says Lorraine, Ray, and Timmy need consistency, routine, instruction, and role models. People that can show and teach them things they have never been exposed to.
Right. I mean, Timmy is younger, and Timmy can. I think the more he's around people who speak clearly, and he loves doing things, Timmy has a future. I mean, to where he can enjoy things, and he might thrive in a group home for special needs. I don't think. I don't think separating him from his mother. It sounds terrible, but Timmy needs to be able to enjoy life a little and have some opportunities. He can't just stay with little, right there on the porch with his mother. He spent 20 some years doing that. He could, I think they could visit. I think there could be a great relationship between Timmy and his mother, but he might not have to live with his mother.
Jesus Freak says even Betty would do so much better being removed and placed in assisted living. She can have an apartment with visits from all family members. Mitch says, I feel bad for Betty, and the state possibly could have done a better job to communicate what she needs to do to keep three disabled people in her care.
Right. And maybe, I don't know what condition that house might have been in when they moved into it. But maybe if there had been, and we don't know the history either, maybe there was agencies that tried to go in and help and they just refused and didn't want it. But this situation has been going on. It's, it's been like this for a long time. And,
It's
you can,
generational,
yeah, but, and, like Ray, he is soaked in urine all the time and
right?
incontinent of feces. And it's not a hygienic, there's no hygiene there. And you you cannot leave people with special needs in that kind of condition,
No,
no matter how much you love them or whatever. That's not humane. It's really not.
Right.
totally not humane.
So, I mean, I know it's sad that they removed them, and maybe the way that it all came around was not the best way it could have been done. But I don't see the APS had any choice. I'm sure that they were on the, in the, they were being aimed at. You got to do something,
Right. I'm
and
sure they were
they,
getting tons of calls.
oh, I'm sure they were in the, some heat to get those people out of there. And so it happened the way it did. But it's inevitable because Betty's going to get down. She could fall, break a hip. It was coming, and it might be the very best thing for them, as far as their care and being in a clean place, you know, with people who therapists and people who can work with them.
Question from D someone. Can will criminal charges be filed against Betty or Larry for the filthy conditions or lack of care?
I would think if charges could be filed, it would probably be knowing that they were being abused and not reporting it and doing something about it. That could be a possibility. And
Uh,
APS might be forced to file charges if they're
mhm.
aware of that, because that's been going on for a long time, probably.
Strawberry says, so you would rather have disabled people live in deplorable conditions rather than be given proper care in a safe place. She's talking to people in the chat.
Yeah. And uh, when we look at it with our hearts and emotions and feeling bad, it just breaks your heart. But when you look at it, from the aspect of, could you allow your mother to live like that? I mean, common sense, you have to leave those emotions sometimes to the side, and it's very hard to do.
Hmm.
Uh, because it was heartbreaking to see Betty, but you can't. knowing and being aware that those three people are living in those conditions, can we is can we allow can that can we leave them there?
Kirsten's blood pressure went up watching that crap today. Um, Annette says, "D, I don't think it's so much Betty's fault. She did the best she could. Larry is very exploitative."
And on that at that live with Patrick, you could hear Larry talking in the background, and Kenny was kind of doing like, I don't know, like I thought he looked like he was getting sending secret messages to Larry or something. They were making a lot of eye contact there and stuff. And I'm like, Larry, I was surprised that Larry wasn't there, maybe there wasn't enough room on the sofa, but I'm surprised that he wasn't there, with Patrick and Betty and Kenny, in the live.
Right. Um, we have only one out of the 30 super chats, so hit them. D Deb is here. Thank
R-
the Lord. Where have
Really?
you been?
Wow.
Right?
Oh my God. During that live with Patrick, Kenny said that the sister whose name starts with C went and told him. So she is still in the picture. D Deb, are you feeling okay? And are you supposed to be here? That's all I'm.
Yeah.
Christian, where in the devil have you been? Says Bad Betty. Um, Annette says, and also mismanagement, theft of their checks.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
They
Um,
better find an audit trail.
that's going to be probably one of the biggest issues is where is who is managing their money, and why hasn't this money been spent on things for them?
Hmm.
Mitch says
So
Timmy would thrive so much with access to a day program. He needs to live. He certainly does.
he does, and as much, I mean, I just it breaks my heart. Everybody says, "Oh, leave him with his mother. Don't take him away from Lorraine." I truly feel that too. But on the other hand, I have to look at that. What life does he have sitting on that porch? I mean, he can love his mother, he can visit her, and have special times with her. But Timmy can have, he can see, he can get out in the world, and he can have. The more he is, if they work with him, he can have somewhat of a more quality and maybe normal life. I think he would be capable of that.
Bad Betty, I've lost 3 kilograms, so I thought I would hit the chocolate today. 5 kilograms, sorry. Not three, five. Stony says, Kitty, I agree. A new home and caregivers. Stephanie said the whole family just wants Timmy, Ray, and Lorraine's checks. That's true.
Hmm.
And Betty was saying something in that video about their house, and that's when Patrick was saying, "Well, I'll give you my house." And I thought, well, that's pretty noble of you, Patrick, because your house is going to need a little. It's not really livable either for a family. But I was thinking there. Well, only less than a week ago, you would have had a clean house. You would have had a beautiful home. The plans were, and I really think that would have probably came to fruition given time. And now, this has happened. I wonder if if that crosses our mind or their minds. Wow, if we hadn't done this, then we could have this might we could have had a better place. There might be a good chance of them coming home, but they will never place them back in that home with the way and the condition it's in.
G Zep says, Hi, my beautiful 3 panel ladies. I miss you. We miss you more,
Yeah.
sister, and we love you so much. All we want is for you to get well. So
Yeah.
please concentrate on that first. And
Yes,
come
please.
back and kick some ass. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Um, what is this Christian Deanna talking about? There's no such thing as a Whitakers OnlyFans. Um, so you can cut that out. You keep posting it, and you keep posting it, and you keep posting it. Like that's very inappropriate, and it's against YouTube guidelines to be talking like that. So just chill out with that, please. All right, you ladies can continue to get back on subject. Sorry.
Okay, let me up.
You're
You're
here.
up.
Oh, I'm
You're up.
back. Okay, good. I dropped my phone.
Of
Ha
course you
ha,
did.
no surprise. Some things never change.
Your little picture, gee whiz, your little baby picture, that little like a baby granny there. It is
Baby
so cute.
Sophia, do you like
Yeah,
it? Do you want me to
I
send you
love
one?
I love it, but it is so weird. I'll look over and I'll for a minute I'll forget I'm talking to you and I'm talking to that little baby Sophia or whoever it is. It's so freaky. I love it though.
That is baby
We
Sophia. I
all had
put my
one. Mima, yeah, Mima's got one too. She just put Bean
Yeah.
back up there.
I
Well,
put
who
on
is your baby?
my baby.
I mean,
That
the one that Gee Whiz has. Who is that?
Oh, that's you remember the Golden Girls? That's
Yeah,
baby mom Sophia.
I thought it was baby Sophia from the Golden Girls.
Yeah,
It is so
right.
cute.
It's fun. They were fun.
Oh, look at yours. Who are you? That's baby. That's the
Dorothy.
Bean,
Dorothy. Okay,
Hmm.
right?
that's cute.
Yeah, you
All
need
right.
one now.
Oh, I don't think so.
JDA says when he comes back on the panel to talk, he's Stanley. I sent him a baby Stanley.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great, JD.
He doesn't.
yeah,
He's not into the
He's not
Whittaker.
into this. That would be
No.
funny though.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we
I'm,
have to
I'm
wait and see him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm for the people who aren't interested in the Whitakers. I'm sorry. It's just been out there and it suddenly just exploded. And we can talk about something else other than the Whitakers if people want to. I'm totally good with that.
Right.
But
Well,
this
this,
is
with that development taking him out of the house, I honestly, if you had said this to me last night, and I apologize, it's just been kind of crazy here. But
Okay.
anyway, if we had said this last night, I've been all for it. But then, removing that's huge. That's big.
yeah. When I
That's
see
big.
when I saw that today, I thought there's going to be a lot of people on the panel, talking about this tonight. And
Well, our chat's going crazy,
I
and
mean,
really,
chat.
y'all are
Yeah,
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me catch up a minute.
yeah. Go ahead.
Um. Annette Gabriel says I've never seen them eat real meal. Vegetables, fruit, soup, chicken, chips, and soda is not the best thing, especially with health conditions. No, no, that sodium is killing them.
Hmm.
uh,
Um. Diane says, how would you like to get taken away from your mother? Timmy loves his mom. They need to stay together. Stephanie says, see, Jarvis, thank you for putting up the join. We need to do it nightly. Mitch says, right, the Amish would have built them a new house by lunchtime. Yeah, the Amish are quick. Um,
They said 3 days they could get it up. Of course, that's not the finished work, but 3 days, that's fast.
yeah, they raise houses like crazy.
I know.
Havasu Brat, they will never go home. Betty is incapable of taking proper care of them. The home will be condemned. DDEB wants to know, can I ask how much money would be coming in the house with disabled payments? Well, for people who haven't worked, and I don't believe any of them have worked, their disability at the most each would probably be $600 to $700 each, right? Am I wrong?
no,
So,
I think
you're
and
good.
we had read somewhere that it was about maybe 900. I mean, I don't know. Is it different from state to state
yes,
depending on?
it
Uh,
depends
Yeah,
on the state, and it depends on how much the state how
cost
right.
of living.
how wealthy the state is actually.
Yeah,
Yeah. And maybe the disabilities too of people. I don't know if that affects how much you get or not, but
No,
somebody
it doesn't.
with
Unless you're
with
black. Unless you're
right, right. We had saw somewhere. I had saw somewhere that there was an estimate between 4,500 and 5,000 a month that's coming in, for 5 people plus EBT and plus they have Medicaid and Medicare. I'm sure. So it's quite that's
I,
not pennies.
you know, EBT is not a lot. I really don't think it's a lot for per person anymore with all the cutbacks and everything that's been going on. So I don't know how they're making it.
that's
The
still a
culture,
lot of money.
what? That is a lot of money for a clan together. Yes, you're
Hmm.
absolutely
Hmm.
right. Per month, yes, that is.
But even if they got even I don't know how much is a lot with EBT or is a little, but just say they got $200 each. That's still going
Hmm.
to be 1,000 food dollars in that house. That's a lot. I mean, the
Not going to get
groceries are
much.
That's it.
They're not going to
Yeah,
get much. It's per. It goes by how many people are in the house. It doesn't go by individual person. So
okay.
that's right.
what?
You're
Are they
I
in
right.
said
West
okay,
Virginia?
right.
Are they in West Virginia?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me see if I can look it up.
Because I have no idea how that works. I mean, I'm clueless on EBT. I have no
Okay.
idea.
So here it says EBT SNAP benefits in West Virginia are allocated per household, not per person. A household is defined by everyone who lives together and buys and prepares meals together. The rules exist for spouses and children under 22 to be included in the same household, and the benefit amount are based on the total income and expenses for the entire household. So that means they only get the amount per people in the house
Hmm.
to cover their food expenses. So, which is what I thought. So,
Okay.
the here benefit. There's another one here that I can. Oh, I gotta download it. Hang on, I'll download it and then I'll read it on my phone. It's yeah. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be tons.
Hmm.
Let's see if I can find it. Eligibility. Okay, here we go. So there's 5 in the house. The maximum
Hmm.
benefit they will get is $929.
And that's EBT.
No, that's benefits. Now
Wow.
Okay.
the SNAP
Yeah.
is for 5 allowable net income has to be so they can't make more than 33.55 a month for 5 people. So they're only going to get $929 a month to feed those 5 people. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
You go to
But
the
the price.
I went to the grocery store today and I bought very few things and I always go to the marked off area and it was like $39 and I was like, "What the heck?" I bought some shredded cheese on sale. They ran that, and geez, it just adds up right now. It's crazy. Okay, let's get back to the chat. I have to find where I was. It was at D Debs. Um. Okay. So Annette says D Deb. The average for SS disability checks is 967. So multiply that by Ray, Lorraine, and Timmy's, and I'm sure Betty also gets it. Um, let's see.
And Larry probably does too.
Oh, sure. Um, the state has known of the Whittakers for so long. Honestly, think they just want the land. I can only hope Lorraine and Timmy can have visitations, but poor Ray will more likely be alone. Um, Mark gave them all that money. Why? Why not get them in a home to live in? Here's the thing I believe. These people don't have proper skills, let's say, to know how to live in a house properly because they've never learned them. So no matter if you put them in a brand new house with totally new stuff, if they don't learn the skills to live there, the houses are going to be unlivable within, I would say, 2 years. So it's going to be difficult. They need
Yeah,
some
they
training.
would have to have a housekeeper.
They need some social skills and training for help, and that I don't know if that stuff is provided. I don't know how that works. Parents had Medicaid. The state gets the land anyway as soon as they probate it. Maybe that's why it's still in parents' name. Okay, I don't know. What did people think about what did people think about Patrick taking Timmy to the knicker shop? I thought it was inappropriate. What's a knicker shop? Anyone?
He took Timmy to Victoria's Secret,
Oh,
and he was picking up, you know, little, what they sell at Victoria's Secret, ladies' underwear, and he was aggravating Timmy. He was embarrassing him. I
well,
thought it was,
yeah. Why would
I,
somebody do that? That's
I
disgusting.
thought it was totally inappropriate.
I mean, he only has the age level and capacity, I think, to be probably about 10 at the oldest, right? So that's
Yeah, I would say 6 years old.
yeah. I would even say younger. Yeah. Absolutely gross, D Deb. Let's see. $930 a month on SSI, said T-Niece. Shirley says Patrick probably doesn't even own that place, probably squatting. Eric would have to help them set up, and Betty and Larry squandered the opportunity to protect BJ. Disgusting. It's 964 a month. Okay. DDS and groping a mannequin. Ugh, this
Yeah, it was inappropriate. And then they came right in the end, and he had him shoot the camera person, you know, uh, you know, uh,
right. The scene.
yeah, yeah. And that, it's funny, but it's not. Sometimes I think Patrick pushes it too far, with Rib and Timmy
Right,
and stuff. I think he
right.
goes overboard with it. And that's almost to me, it's not funny then, and I don't know if it's intentional or not. That's always bothered me about Patrick. I think he takes it too far with Timmy.
And that says D Deb, exactly. But the problem is Larry and BJ are using it for their own needs, not for home improvement and necessities. 120 of you haven't hit the like button. We're at 99. Can someone just hit it so we get to 100 now, please? I won't read any more ever again unless I see one more.
Right.
Da, da, da,
I-
da, da, da.
I'm going to shut down too because
Yep.
I've just read so much.
So we need one more like. Hit the like or else we won't read. Da, 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 da.
Oh, let's see here.
There we go. Thank you. We got 11. Awesome.
Nice.
I think
Thank
Kenny
you.
has had somewhat a history of employment, says Bob Apples. Oh, well, that's good. Then he probably gets a little bit more if he's getting the disability. Tara says this is not BJ's fault. It's the condition of the house's fault. Okay.
Okay.
Diane says they all have the same address, so they wouldn't get the full amount. Okay.
But go ahead.
Ferdinand says, what a shame to split this beautiful family up. They have only known being together their whole life. It's terrible. Tara says Eric's fault too, especially Eric and Patrick for profiting off of severely disabled adults. Shirley Nestor said, I don't think Eric was going to get profit to G off of anything. I looked at how much money those guys were making on Social Blade on their videos. You'll need to do that too. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but I was
Is
surprised.
it crazy? Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think you
Hmm.
should look up on Social Blade and look up
Eh,
what the channel makes.
oh my.
Oh,
All
well,
right.
Patrick made in the he got paid on August 28th, and it was 11,000 and some dollars just for his stuff on Facebook on his page.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they've grown tremendously since that time. They're going to make money. It. Every creator does, and I don't have so
True.
much problem with them making money because it is what it is. But this is what Eric had planned to do. All the
Right?
donations that come in, like in super chats, and people
Yes.
donated money. They weren't even taking money yet for the house. There were no
No.
donations for the house yet. The donations that people made to the Whittaker family was he was going to set up a trust fund with a Mr. Dunlap, who is a well-known attorney there, I think in Beckley. Um, they were supposed to go that morning. That
Hmm.
Betty went with Brandon. That's the reason that Eric had gone over there was to pick up Betty. They were to go to the attorney's office, and that trust was supposed to be drawn up. And that trust was to have about four trustees to make sure that that money was not going to be used like what happened with Mark. That it would go. It had to some oversight on it, and then
Right.
all the money that was coming in, like from the lives and people were donating just to the Whitakers, was to go into that trust fund. So there would be money for maintenance on the house and for things that they needed, that kind of
Covered
things.
all the
And
water bills?
yeah, yeah, well, yeah. Uh,
I know, right?
but
I
there would be a funding there, perpetual funds, that where people could donate, and they would be assured that there was no exploitation of those funds.
Shoni said I saw they were behind on the water bill and Eric paid it something like 600 behind.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was $600.
I think he could afford it. I'll just say that. So the state should have been involved many years ago. The state must have left it till there was attention on them to act, the UW says.
So they
Yeah, I
went in
think
there
they
and just pulled them out of the house, period. They've
they
had
did
like
because
that's just some of that's just makes you sick.
Ellie Mae says, just Googled and it said disabled people get more in EBT due to special rules, including a higher maximum income level to qualify. Depends on the disability and the state they're in. I will say that. They must be so scared not knowing what is happening. Yeah, they probably are. Protective custody makes sense, says Tara Rogers. Nicole, yes, says Fernan. Okay, Funky, says Camantha. What did America First do wrong? What's America First?
the person that's chatting here.
Disregard that. Just move on with the questions.
Okay, thank you. Um, but you can say you don't share your food, then it's almost 300 per person. Yeah, possibly. Oh, you can say that. Oh, okay. Mrs. Murphy says Mark did nothing. It was Larry, BJ, Betty who went through 100K to get more money off Mark. They even lied and told him Larry died. Okay.
I saw that. That was messed up.
that was a lot of money, and
Mhm.
yes, they exploited Mark. You know, they would call and ask for money, and it would be for BJ. It would be for some of the other family,
Mhm.
and that's a lot of money, and it's just gone. And then with the fire and the money, some of the money burning up over, when Larry was supposedly quote safekeeping unquote. Um, and then BJ's boyfriend shows up 2 or 3 days later on social media holding hundreds of dollars in his hands. That's real
Mhm.
fishy, real fishy. So
Mhm.
basically, Mark Leetta, he did a good thing. And he
Very
was, I
good.
think, a very cool, he handled that with class, but they could have had a
That's
home.
great.
I mean, they could have had a home.
And that says, and Ray needs specialized care. Provider just does cleaning and cooking, but has no mental psychiatric training, medical psychiatric training. Stony says the cost of beef right now is crazy. Yeah, it's like $30 to buy a steak. It's nuts. D, someone says, agree, Gretchen. Ginger R. Jumper. We live in West Virginia. My husband gets disability. He gets $23 a month in food stamps. Yes,
Wow.
I
Wow.
say that's crazy.
It's just almost to the point you'd say keep it, you know?
Yep.
It's not worth
Not
going
even
through the,
worth asking for it, you know?
well, and all the paperwork and you having to go get it reapproved.
It's
I would just,
almost better to go to food banks and stuff to get your food than
exactly,
to deal with that. Seriously.
exactly. That's a slap in the face. $23 for a disabled
Uh-huh.
person. That's,
Kitty
Right.
Lover says, I'm saying with all that money, it was stated over 150 from Softway. I would have never handed them all that cash. There are different ways to help them.
and right. And that's why Eric, he realized that. And he said from the very beginning, that will not happen again. And I
Right.
truly believe that he had good intentions. He might have moved too fast, but he knows he gets a lot done. He has retrospectively on his channel with being an advocate for dads. He networks. I mean, he's got a lot of contacts. He knows how to get things moving. And that's why Patrick contacted him. Patrick called Eric. Eric didn't volunteer for this. Patrick called him and asked him if he would help him. Um, and so Eric told something on his live tonight that I guess it bothered me a lot. He said that after that initial interview that he and Patrick did, and you can go back and you can see that where they first, did a live interview, interviewed. I think Eric interviewed Patrick or whatever. After it was over, um, Eric said he went out into the parking lot and that he heard Patrick out there just raising all, you know, cussing, and he turned around and he threw his phone at Eric. And Eric said, "What have I done? What in the world's wrong with you? He said, "I couldn't believe it." And he picked the phone up, and there was a man on there. He had told Patrick he wanted to speak to Eric, and he was just cussing. And Eric said, "Listen," he said, "you got to calm down." And he said, "What are you so upset over?" And he said, the man said, "Because your friend Patrick stole $1,200 from I think it was 93-year-old mother."
JDA
And
here. Thank you, JDA, for your donation. Thank you, Ellie Mae. Thank you, Stephanie Green, for your generous donations. We're up to 8 out of the 30, guys. Thank you so, so much.
wow, that's
Here comes
great.
Stephanie with another one.
Stephanie, again,
Mhm.
thank you so, so much. We're at 9 out of 30, and I don't know what the surprise is. JDA says, or Funky says, JDA, I love me more and more than you. I don't know. It's a fight. JDA, I hope you're feeling better. I'll message you after I'm done tonight if it's not too late. So, and if not, I'll talk to you tomorrow. But I hope you're better. Um, Samantha, there with the 5 coming in. 20 more, guys. All right, let me go back to the chat. I just saw those and I wanted to touch on them.
Mhm.
Kitty says, Stony, I wanted hamburger the other day. It was $20 for a pack. I passed.
Wow. Where
Wow,
do you live? Where was it that expensive at?
that's crazy. $20 a pack. How many pounds was it though?
Yeah.
I got some cheap at the what's that store? Whole Foods was 4.99 for a pound, and it was on sale. So I bought a bunch because it was on sale. I don't like it. IGGA says, please. I don't like it when Patrick made a cartoon of all of them. That was a red flag to me. Yeah, that sounds nasty. Um, I would, but you tied me out. I don't know what that means. Times you're out, maybe. Gina, our jumper, they was all eventually going to need to be placed somewhere in a home with their age. That is probably true because they were getting up there in age, um, and possibly wouldn't be able to care for each other or themselves much longer. I don't
True,
know.
but this just seems like,
It was so sudden. It was just too
yeah,
much.
that was really sudden. And like I said, the state don't want a black eye, not now, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
They've had two black eyes all this time, but oh, let's run in there. I'm not saying that they needed to stay there, right?
right,
But you know what? There wasn't anyone come and say, "Well, you got X amount of days to get this
right,
place,"
right. They didn't
you
have.
know,
Didn't,
rather
yeah,
than, yeah. That was just a gross insult to those poor people that are missing each other tonight. That's heartbreaking because I would hate to see how my little brother would feel if you came and just said, "Come with us," you know?
right.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Um, let's see. Eric posted a video stating Patrick trashed an Airbnb. Says Tara. Stoney says Mark should have put money in a trust in the first place. Yeah, hindsight is 2020 now with all these things that have happened.
Well,
Yes,
he did trust it, but yeah, he should have done a real trust.
right. And right. Right.
And see, Eric was going to get a legal trust, with trustees so that the money would be, transparent and that it would be there for things, like this, for their care, for things that they need.
I'm getting mauled. Let's see.
Uh,
Eric was honest, says Nicole. Stoney said, same thing I said to Patrick when he started doing this, get a lawyer and get a trust. Right, Tara, I saw that too, says Ellie Mae. Kitty says, BJ has just as many problems as they do. She needs help. This family, stop, Stewie's licking me and mauling me. This family has not had the skills needed to have a decent life. She needs help. Addiction is a hard problem.
Well, it destroys families, and it's hard. I mean,
Yeah,
it, we can.
why don't they put her somewhere? Why doesn't she go in an inpatient somewhere? You know, maybe that would help. I don't know. I don't know if she's been to one. I don't know anything about the family, but I'm just saying maybe it might help. I don't know. Um, I heard
Evident.
approximately 40,000 per month per platform, says D someone.
Wow, that's a lot.
Lunar says some of us don't have that opportunity or don't know how to look that stuff up. So instead of being secret, you should all tell people about it. What is that? You want to know about Social Blade? I can do that if somebody else reads the chat for a minute. I'm at Kitty Lover under Lunar Wolf. I'll look
Hold
up what.
on. What's
What is the name
what's
of the
the time?
channel again? Is it the Whittakers?
What was the
Yes.
question?
What is the name of
Um,
their channel? The Whittakers?
okay,
Yes.
the Whittakers and then Patrick and Eric both have a Facebook platform, a Facebook page where they post stuff. They're
Yeah, I can't. I
also
don't know if I can. Yeah, what? Okay, let me look up the
okay.
Whitakers. See what I get. Whitaker family, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, the Whittaker family.
Okay. There have been 15 million views in the last 30 days. The estimated monthly earnings for that channel are between 3.9 thousand to $62,000 a month.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Wow.
the weekly average is between 1,000 to 20K, and that's depending on views and ads and such. So, and this is not really 100% accurate, but the views are. The views are for sure 15 million. If they're running ads, they're getting money from the ads. So yeah, they could be making they have 34,000 more subs in the last 30 days, so they could be making up to 62,000. It's probably
Jeez.
somewhere in the middle. That's what you always hear. You always go kind of in the middle of that. So probably maybe 30 grand a month they're making. Um,
Funky.
yeah, it's crazy. What?
Yeah, Funky put down 15 million views is $55,000.
Yep.
How
So,
much does YouTube pay for 1,000 views?
not
I
much.
mean, a million. I mean, a million views. Excuse me.
A million views?
Yeah, without ads. What do they pay for a million views?
Well, if Funky said it was 55 for 15 million, 55,000, it would be somewhere near, I would think 10 grand, something, 8 grand in that
Wow.
area. Yeah.
But
Um,
I mean, isn't it amazing how many people are interested in this? That many people are viewing this stuff?
right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
people like stuff like that, it's
Yeah.
real, it's. BJ Kitty Lover says has oh, I read that one. Sorry. Um okay. I read that. You're right, Mima. From 9 to 1 to 9 to 6 on YouTube, they made 3,000 a video. Mrs. Matt Murphy, who owns and profits from the Whittaker family page, whoever owns the page, which is probably Eric and Patrick, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think actually it may be just Eric owns the page.
Yeah, so then Eric. So him giving him $600 for their water is not really a
Struggle.
bucket for him. I would think. Um, we're at 15 out of 30. You guys, we only have 1 hour and 12 minutes to make this goal. So just saying. Um,
Oh,
and that page on 6 days made 17,000, says Katie Lover.
wow.
Simple girl from the valley. No one knows the story of the treatment of the pitiful, precious family, but they were being mistreated. Ray sitting in piss and shit. BJ beating them up. They have receipts. Betty is a liar, and so is Larry. Um, sorry. Stewie, are you okay? Sorry, Stewie's breathing weird. Like he has to cough. I don't know. Okay, he's fine. Um, Jesus says, for my son, Medicaid sent an RN, an NA, a physical therapist. Oh, wow. A social worker and mental health therapist for ongoing, oh, chat keeps moving, care. But I asked and signed up for these services. Wow. Well, that's great. I'm glad that they do these things on Medicaid.
That
And
sounds
that
like
says,
home health.
yeah. And that says if they are in any type of facility, hospital, care home for longer than 30 days, their checks will stop. So they won't need a guardian in those circumstances. That's true, I think. but I'm not sure
That is true. Their
with
checks will
disabled.
go. They will be sent to the facility. It's part of their. They pay for their
Okay,
rooms there.
okay.
That they will take that, and I think they will only allow them to have like $30 a month out of their checks to be put in an account at the facility for little things that they may need. That
Stephanie
uh,
keeps on giving. Wonderful lady. Um, I also heard Eric say he gave Patrick 4,000 and he could pay him back when says Kitty Lover. Simple girl, I stand with Eric. Bye. Okay. I don't think any of us are really um, choosing sides. I think we're just talking. I don't know. I'm not.
Right.
I don't know enough, so I'm not making any decisions on anyone. Kitty
Right.
Lover, Jesus, yes. This didn't need to go down like this. Yes, crazy money they made, says Tara. Uh, TG Chicago says goodnight. Simple. Diane says Eric got Patrick in a room and he trashed it. Dog poop, snuff, spit all over clumps of smut. Blech. Okay, thanks. Yeah, don't need that
Yeah.
this.
Blah.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Diane, how terrible for sure, says Kristen. Kitty says, I don't believe they exploited Mark. I believe they were exploited. Mark knew better. The family isn't right. Stephanie Green says she's giving $1.99. Thank you. JDA is giving more 19.99. Thank you so much. Like,
Mhm.
subscribe. That's what I said. Let's let it be, said Kitty. Ellie Mae, thank you for your donation. Lighthouse Girl, hi everyone. Just got caught up on recent videos. Wow. Go listen to it. Let it be, says Kitty. Stephanie Green, another super chat. Thank you. Jesus Freak, the only beef I can afford is beef flavored ramen.
that's going to be true for everybody if it
Yeah,
goes up
seriously.
anymore.
Hey, y'all, I ordered a pork roast and it showed up. I can hold it in my hand and almost close my hand
Oh
around
my
it.
God.
Oh
No.
no.
Yeah, it was just under $11.
Thank you, Stewie. Outside now, please. Stewie cleared the room. It's lovely to have a lab sometimes. Now I lost where I was, guys. Hang on. The check keeps bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. Okay, now I
There's
can
244 people are here.
nine.
What?
We have
That's
135 likes.
is that a record?
Wow. Kyle says I'm a senior and get $23 in stamps also. However, because of that, I get 1,000 for heating in New York. Wow. Stephanie is hitting us all over with these super chats. Um, Ellie says, so guess I'm going to have to add to my critter collection. Now I need cows. Uh-oh. Ellie Mae, step away from the farm animals. Let it be 21. Patrick can be a decent guy if he would be honest and get the help he needs. But I truly believe Eric's intentions were for the greater good. He's truly a hero in my eyes. D Deb, $1,200 was for a dog Patrick didn't pay for. Oh.
Yeah, there was a big thing about Patrick got this dog. His name was Silas,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't pay for it, and Silas just kind of disappeared, and he said he ran away. It was a big thing up there about a lot of
Okay.
people know about that, but you know when Eric confronted Patrick, after when he talked to that person on the phone, and that may have been what that $1,200 was for, that he defrauded the lady out of her money.
Okay.
Um, but Patrick admitted to it. Eric said, I said, did you do that? And he said, Patrick said, yeah, I did. And Eric thought, he said, he thought, then what have I got myself into? And he said, but he did admit to it. And he said, I thought maybe he's changing. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Let it be 21 says, trust me, I did. I can assure you, you're not listening to it right. Can you explain so maybe we understand what you're saying? Um,
Yes, please.
please? Or you can come up on the chat. Chat is always open for anyone who wants to come up and talk. Stephanie says you interrupted what she was saying. Did I interrupt you? I'm sorry if I interrupt you.
No, I did. I didn't notice if you did. I was finished. No, don't worry about it. That you did it.
Okay.
Um,
Jimmy Johnson. Patrick, people are looking for you just saying my blue line brotherhood. Jimmy Johnson, are you the one who rides the cars? Isn't he that Jimmy Johnson? Cindy
race car
Frey,
driver.
$2. Thank you, Stephanie. Again, two more super chats. Let it be. Is he on drugs or alcohol? Says Gretchen. Hi, TG Chicago, says Lake Erie. Ellie Mae, thank you for your super chat. Again, Stephanie, thank you for your super chat. Let it be. He said, pay me back with next month's money. Eric's exact words. Camantha, let it be. 21 can tell Eric is a good person. TG says, what is that, Jimmy? Kelly, the pill mess left in the condo don't make sense. Druggies, no, wouldn't leave their drugs behind. Okay. Um, let's see. The law, says Jimmy Johnson. Oh, you're the law. Ooh, scary. Um, oh, Shady Cathy said, Eric said pillows, not pills. Louise, can you stop cutting off the lady that was talking me, man? You are always doing this and it's tiring. I am sorry, Louise, that you feel that way. I don't do it intentionally. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and it moves and it's hard. But I will try not to cut her off. Thank you.
Plus, I'm sorry, Mimo. Plus, it's kind of like talking on a satellite. So sometimes we wind up stepping on each other because there should be a little delay between when we start and stop. So it's not like trying to cut somebody off. It just kind of sounds that way. So anyway, moving on.
Let's get those thumbs up, Stephanie says. 8 more supers in the chat, and Funky will have to show us what he's got. D.
I wonder what Funky has.
I know.
I don't know. Maybe he'll dance.
Maybe he's going to buy ice cream for the whole chat.
um, okay. D. Eric stated he was supposed to go with Betty to see the lawyer for the trust, but she wasn't home. She was away buying dog food.
Yeah, she wasn't there. BJ's son, Brandon, came and got her and evidently took her to to tell her that Eric was trying to break up the family. And Eric has never said that, ever. And then there's a lot of speculation that that may have been when the protective order got canceled, that maybe he took Betty and convinced her to do that. So, but she was gone somewhere, and it wasn't. I don't think it was really to get dog food. I think that's just Larry made that up.
Okay. Lighthouse Girl, or oh wait, Kitty Lover says PA it was 2.6 pounds. Um, wow, that's nuts that it was that much, Kitty Lover. Lighthouse Girl, I'm sure Ray, Lorraine, and Timmy are terrified right now. G says Eric stated he was supposed to go with Betty to see the lawyer for the trust. Oh, I read that. Okay, I'm behind. It keeps popping on me.
Yeah,
T
just
rolling
flies.
for Jesus. Poor Ray is probably freaking out tonight, surrounded by strangers. Let's all say a prayer for all of them right now, and that they will have some grace and a peaceful night, and that they will be treated with kindness.
Amen.
Kirsten said, just wish Eric would be. It just popped. Would have been transparent concerning Patrick a lot sooner because now it's looking like fighting over money. Fernand says Lighthouse, yes. Shirley says he was moving fast so he could get back to his own family. He planned on staying 2 weeks, then extended it to 3. So he was on a timeline, and Eric did a ton in just a week and a half. Stephanie says, T rolling, you know he is. Big eyes. Lisa said Eric had it set up for BJ and they declined. What was that, Lisa? Was that inpatient drug stuff? Shirley said, right, Lisa did have it set up for BJ to go to rehab. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. Kitty says, I will correct myself. Patrick wanted to stay at a condo. Eric paid, but put him in his name and told him to pay back with next month's check. 4,000 was left over from Airbnb. He gave it to Fix Up House. 15 million views is 55,000.
Wow.
I think both Eric and Patrick need to step away. Will they? The money is good, Lighthouse says. That's a lot of money, says T. Rolling. Fernand Pamela Y. Fernand Pamela Y. Ellie says, geez, Kitty Lover. I know firsthand my niece lost her father to drugs. Fernand, that Chatty Cathy isn't me, says Kathy. Carolyn says Eric was going to see an attorney and set up a trust, wasn't he? Kitty Lover says, yes, me, Ma. Kitty Lover said there is a Whittaker page on Facebook and YouTube. Stephanie again with the super chat. Thank you. Tara says, Lake Erie, love your name. Y'all timing out too many people, says Funky. Yeah, read what they fully say, guys. Sometimes we jump on the gun a little bit. Thank you, TGC, says Kathy. Another super chat from Stephanie. Funky, I agree, says Fernand. D says, yes, Kitty, but also on X and Snapchat, there's a website set up as well. Mima, scroll down. I'm trying to snake on Timmy, Lorraine, and Ray because BJ is there and she is a known danger. Oh, okay. Funky, it was a troll. Scroll down, tells you exactly what is made per video. Okay, Eric was setting it up, so all donated money was going straight to the Amish for the house build. I think Betty is manipulated by other family members, BJ and her kids, etc. Another super chat. Funky, you know better than I do. Where is this that I'm supposed to scroll down? Let me see if I can find it. So Kitty's okay with me. Oh my God. There's so many things in the chat, guys.
Yeah, guys, we have a lot of opinions, and everybody has a right to their opinion and what they think, and that's the reason we have discussions. And I respect what everybody thinks. I might not totally agree with it, and you may not agree with me, but it's interesting to to see everybody's perspectives and how they look at things. So, um, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, I can't see where it is. Kitty says, meanwhile, I corrected myself and let it be. It was the money for the condo Eric got Patrick. The 4,000 was left over from Airbnb. Is that what you wanted me to read? Shh, Bing, quiet. Oh, he's
Give him
feisty.
another chip.
He's
Ma.
feisty. I don't even have chips out. I just have the can in the room.
He can smell it.
Oh, I have one chip. You know, three have to be taken, right? And Violet
Yeah.
just, oh my goodness. Violet is getting two because she's spoiled. Okay, you want, all right, Stu.
Well, see, they've been conspiring while
What?
you were away, and they were conspiring while you were out. So Bean turns on the charm
Yeah.
so he can take
Bean
care of
says,
his.
I'll go cry in front of her so we can all get chips. Oh my God. Let's see. It's just potatoes, so it's good. They're Pringles. So they're baked. They're not fried.
Right,
Um, let's
they're
see.
healthy.
Where did Patrick get the money for the two electric scooters he was riding? They're expensive since he hurt his leg, says Carolyn Dumler. Anyone know?
I
Uh-uh.
wonder if Patrick took, I mean, I don't know this. It's my opinion and just speculation, but I've not, Eric gave him $4,000 from the money that was over what he needed the one time he asked for donations. It's the only time he's ever asked for help. And that would really be before he had a lot of payouts from the social media platforms. When he extended his stay, he said he couldn't afford to pay for that Airbnb out of his pocket. And so he asked for donations. And I mean, he finally had to just say, don't send anything else. We've got what we need. I've got, and so what was left over the cost of the Airbnb, he suggested, let's give this to these, don't, what's left over. And it was $4,000. Give
Mm-hmm.
it to Patrick to try to get some insulation in his house, since he was there with a broken leg and couldn't get the work done himself. And at that
Right,
time, they were considering maybe the Whittakers go in there to stay, during the winter with Patrick at his house until their house would be finished. So,
right.
uh, and so I don't know. Maybe Patrick has taken that money, and he got $11,000 from his page in
Ouch.
August 28th. So
Ouch.
maybe he spent some money. Bought some scooters. Who knows? Maybe somebody donated them or he borrowed them. I don't know where he got them, but
Or he
yeah,
did a sponsorship like some of them do. They'll send it out there and they have to do a review on it and whatnot, and then they'll get to keep it.
right, right. So, but Timmy was riding one today, and when you ran in, or yesterday when you ran into the riding lawnmower, and Uh,
Shoot.
so I don't know where they got the other scooter. But,
Gretchen says at D, and he has no job and he can't put weight on his leg for 2 months.
right.
Judy Hazelton says, stop trying to make money off of them. Do you mean us? We're really not making a ton of money here, Judy, on this chat, but we're all interested in them and talking about them. So I don't think it's your cup of tea. So maybe you want to take a little trip out.
Sure.
I
Right.
think live streams actually pay the least of any social media.
Kentucky Dream says, I want butter pecan. TG Chicago said, where's Bad Betty?
Mhm.
Bad Betty, are you still here?
She's
Yes.
down there yakking about pumpkin ice cream.
Oh, her and her pumpkin ice cream.
I know.
Okay. Juanita Lopez and Eric gave Patrick the 4,000 to fix his house from the page. That's going to come up as well. Thank you for keeping us posted. We all don't have Facebook. Samantha says amen. Uh, prayers, amen. D-Deb, Funky, I sent you in my vote for dance. Check it out and give sick old lady me a wish. It will make me feel better. Um, laugh out loud.
Oh,
Only joking, Mrs. Funky. We need only 6 more, and we have 51 minutes, guys. Kathy says, I'll have a vanilla, please, Bad Betty. You got a dollar bill? Dollar bill? Lighthouse Girl, I think the taxes are being paid. It's around $100 a year. I think someone said, "Oh, well, then that's not a lot of money, is it?"
That's
Um,
really cheap for 17 acres of land.
right, but if they owned it outright, they're just going to pay what the taxes are, so
Right. So,
they're not paying a mortgage on it or anything. Um,
wow.
Bad Betty, hi TGM here. Denise says Eric never went back home. Eric is still there. Okay. Kelly says when Eric did the land walk, he said he saw two campfires. BJ has always been there. Wow. Stephanie says Kathy Greenback.
Hmm.
Someone says I don't have Facebook either. Fernand says Kathy and things like that. Kathy says, please, Stephanie. Yes, Fernand. Kathy, I ain't got no money, says Bad Bad.
Hey,
What?
Well, we have
I got.
lots and lots of. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Gee Whiz. Go
That's
ahead.
okay. It is completely not on our topic, but since all the dollar bill Mima talk is going down, the main Mima graduated from college. I don't know if anyone saw that.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he put up a post, and I thought it was really, really sweet because we see him goofing off all the time.
Right.
But I mean, he said some really nice things. She's the first in her family to complete college,
That's
and he had
awesome.
some pictures. Yeah, she's a really attractive lady too.
Wow.
He better be taking them dollar bills to her,
Dollar bill?
be
Um,
giving all of them away.
okay.
There is really a lot of new people in the chat.
There is.
Um,
Right?
I wonder if we're just showing up in their, on their YouTube, just popping up, or if they're coming. I wonder how they found out about us.
Well, that's what the like button does, and so if other people can come when because it pushes it up there or out there or whatever,
Right?
right?
Three more
Yeah.
super chats. Just saying. Kathy says, oh, let's give Bad Betty a dollar bill. There she is. How's the pumpkin ice cream, Bad Betty? Says Ellie Mae. Danny says it's brutal how they're willing to take and let the person who's destroying their life back into the home. Yeah.
Right.
Deb says Eric asked personally for help pay his Airbnb. When he got enough money, he told people to stop sending money. He only was trying to say that was the only time he asked for him.
Hmm.
Han, come out, please. Oh, is Han Yoon here? Gigi's looking. Bad Betty says, Kathy,
She's
I need a little
cleaning too.
money. What?
TG was cleaning and stuff for whole noon.
I know. She's
You
claiming.
saw that? Did you see that quiet?
Kelly Owen, 100% Danny. Danny Garner, mental, not even a court order will keep BJ away. So now Protective Services did the job. Blessed said, the puppy. Yes, he's a pain in the butt. D-Deb. At Deb, I think he had 4,000 more than he needed, so gave it to Patrick for his house. Ellie gave $1. Thank you. Let's give this marvelous chat thumbs up, says Stephanie Green. Yes, D-Deb, it was, says Kitty. Ellie says, or Bad Betty says, Ellie Mae dumped it out. B said, is the state going to pay them in the nursing homes? And I think that was answered, is said what, after a month? Is it? How many days?
Um, I think the first 30 days. I'm not sure, but I know if they're going to become permanent residents in a long-term care facility, then their checks will go to the facility, and I think they are allowed to keep like $30, which is goes into an account at the facility for incidentals or little things they may need.
Right. Deb says, yes, I think that was overpayment, so we shared it with Patrick. B says, put, I meant, yeah. Danny says Eric is hell bent on getting custody of Timmy. TJ says Medicaid will be. Um, let's see. Danny says all that money gone on drugs, chewing tobacco, etc. Moni in God's hands. Eric. Patrick is scamming Eric. Poor Eric. A lot on him. Prayers for Eric. Ellie Mae says maybe Funky can do a rain dance. Stephanie says 199 in her super chat. We need 3 more. Mimo, I meant scroll down on Social Blade. Oh, okay, I will in a minute. I want to catch up on the chat though. Danny says, then Patrick has the audacity to frame Eric as the one who screwed them over. Please get your like in. B, I'm glad they aren't living in that house. Moni, I hope the family could be reunited. I'm sure they're going to let the family see each other once they get all this stuff straightened out. They're not going to keep them away from each other unless it's maybe um, the bad one. I can't think of her name right now, but they might keep her away from them because she's the cause of all this problem. So, but they
BJ.
let them see each other. They're not going to keep them away from each other.
No, they'll be able to visit.
Yeah,
This initial period, they're probably not going to allow them to be around to see anybody for a little bit. Um, but they will once if they are, sent to placed in a long-term care facility. Of course, they can visit them.
Kitty says, laugh out loud. Mimo, I meant when you were on Social Blade, I was telling you to scroll down. You can see the dates, views, and money made. Okay, when I go back, I will. Bad Betty. Good idea, Ellie Mae. Kitty says, Moni, me too. My heart is broken. Cindy Frey coming in with the $2 super chat. And Stephanie coming in with the 1. We have 2 more to go, guys. Neil Fernan, I didn't. Moni in God's hands. Eric needs help. Everything is messed up, says Moni. Gail said, who has been paying their taxes? Anyone know? Um, question. How many videos of the family, that house, do you think Eric showed APS already? D asks.
Hmm.
Eric said that APS said they have been watching all the videos of his that they've been doing.
Uh, Bad Betty is profusely arguing and saying, I didn't start the conversation about pumpkin ice cream. Gail, TV Chicago says, Gail, they're only 103 a year.
You thought it, Betty. You thought about that pumpkin ice cream. I got that vibe.
Danny Gardner says, laugh out loud more than necessary. Uh, Kitty lovers, let's pray for them, says Moni. Letty says, God bless Eric. Danny says, hard to tell. Okay, thanks, says Gail. Stony D. I think they have been watching for some time. Ellie Mae says, I got $1. Well, actually, 2. There's a $2 super chat. 2 left, guys. Kitty lover, Moni, I will. I was bawling listening to Timmy. It broke my heart.
Oh,
I'm sorry. D, someone. I agree, Stony. Danny, I pressed randomly to saw the video's title. Oh, thanks. D Deb, welcome to all the newbies. Sony, yes, you just showed up on my YouTube homepage. Nice. Kristen said, if you search Whittakers, I'm sure this pops up as recommended. A lot of care about Timmy, Ray, and Lorraine. D says, I subbed a few days ago. I wanted other perspectives. I don't watch the videos, just care what happens to those poor people. Great, Stony. Glad to have you, says TG Chicago. Moni, we care about the family, everyone interested in their well being. God bless you, kitty lover. You have a great heart. She certainly does. You don't even know.
Yeah, I know.
Stony says, glad to be here. I enjoy a good chat. Bad Betty. What Mima are we talking about? Bad Betty, eat your ice cream and go have another gummy. Love ya. Love ya. Chris,
In love with you.
in love with you. Kirsten says, I'm glad I haven't seen any videos of Timmy crying for his mama. Me either.
Well, that would suck.
Stony says, Medicare would pay. I know right says Dan E. And heart, or I know right says Kristen says Danny. Heart, heart, heart. Kitty, Moni, thank you. I had to turn it off for a moment. I adore Timmy. Hearing him scream for his mama. Ugh. Moni says, I hope Eric continues with the house being built. BC says, Eric's main motivation is the money. He's making off that family too. Blows my mind at how many fail to realize this. He received 40 in YouTube journals alone in the past month. Wow. Um, BC, I get it. Money is the motivation, says Kitty. TG with the $2. Two more. Kirsten says it's not happening, Moni. BC, I said it from day one, says Kitty Lover. TG, calm down. Han has dipped on you. Oh, says Bad Betty. All right, I need to get water, so somebody needs to drink to read the chat for a minute. Do you know where I
what
am?
time are you, what time are you at?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know where I am on the phone. Let me see if I
I
can.
see TG's $2 and then it's not happening, Moni.
Yeah, so keep going
Calm
down.
down. Oh, I see Han dipped. Okay, I wasn't that far behind.
Okay, I gotta get water. My mouth is. Ugh.
And go. Danny says, think of all the help Eric has put into the family, the house working to get money for them. Doesn't take a while. Well, sorry, Stony. Doesn't it take a while to get the payouts? Like a month after? You know what? I don't know because I'm not getting paid on YouTube, I guess. It probably does. Maybe it is the following month. And TG's talking to Betty. Oh, Betty, he's on his way here. Danny says it's not as if he's been doing this for money alone. And Danny, if that was the case, he'd be. And TG says, yes, Tony. Samantha at BC, there's a contract that the Whittakers get all that donated money. Danny says he'd have dropped the family a while back. Bad Betty is talking to TG. I thought he was supposed to be here yesterday. You guys, really. We should just get you guys some donuts. And BC is talking to Kitty Lover, and the way he already talks like he's holding back tears, can't hardly stand to listen to him talk. Laugh out loud. D Deb, it's 2 o'clock here, guys, and they want a rest period till 4. So great job, panel, and loved the chit chat. I really did miss all of you. We've missed you too, and we're glad that you're getting better. It's awesome. You go listen to what they tell you so you can get yourself back here.
Love you.
TG says his flight was canceled.
Whose flight was canceled?
Han,
Oh,
for yesterday.
oh, it's flight was canceled. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Kitty Lover says, BC, you tell me whenever you're ready. BC says, yeah, not one tear, a bunch of BS, and what was me? Stephanie Green says, D Deb, good night, rest well. Kathy says, hi, Victoria. And Kristen says, I wish it was 2 p.m. here. It's 12 a.m. where I am currently. It's getting late, huh?
You know what I'd like is some of our new people to come up in the chat.
I know you all. It's really easy.
It's really easy. It's just like talking on the phone. There's nothing hard about it. And we'd love to hear from you guys because we love new perspectives on stuff.
And you
And
don't even have to use both eyes. You can close one and read with that one, and then you close the other one and read with the other one.
uh-oh, guess what? We achieved our goal.
He says tomorrow. Bro, tonight.
No, no, no,
Uh-uh.
no, no, no,
Oh,
no, no.
no, 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 not so quick.
No, no, no. He says, tomorrow I shall dance. Well, if you're going to dance tomorrow, you got to give just a little preview tonight because
Yep,
I'm
absolutely.
sorry, but not
Some
the
of these
way.
people may not make it back tomorrow.
Right. And
I
I have
wonder
a
why
date.
his surprise was though.
Um, Probably a dance because he said, I'll dance tomorrow.
Oh,
But there is a
They're
dance
throwing
I want him
Kitty
to
Lover already threw the confetti. Come on now.
There is a dance I wanted him to do. I want to see if I kept it in my um when I watched today. I was like, this is the perfect dance for him to do. But we shall see if I have it. Uh, I don't know. But keep talking. I have to drink more.
Okay, hold on. I kind of went ahead of myself, Stooge. Brr. And Bad Betty's saying, of course, TG. Right.
good
Lighthouse
night,
Girl says,
Stephanie.
proves that Eric was up to something because he's still in West Virginia. Victoria is saying, hi, Kathy. And TG's laughing at Betty. Katie Lover says, right, Lighthouse, he lied and he said he was on his way home. Shake my head, a lie is a lie. D
I have
Deb, a
a
Deb.
question.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go.
go no, go on, go on. I'm sorry.
No, no.
Okay. I have a question. Does anyone watch this video by this guy called at Coracle, where he is following this couple, and the guy's name is Dakota, and he's got a girlfriend, and Dakota is a smaller person and challenged, but he's an adult living in an apartment. Just wondered. I just fell into it the other day, and it's kind of interesting. So just asking. But go on.
I I don't know. I don't think so. All right,
Okay.
hang tight. Meow. Let me. Yeah, I'm really struggling. My poor eyes are just
Okay, I
done.
drank. I drank some. Let me see where'd you leave
Deb,
off?
I'm at Deb at 10:02.
That doesn't help me.
Oh,
Panel, you did a great job tonight. I'm heading off for the night. You all have a good night. Bad Betty said, no, I had a little mini bundt cake. It was apple cinnamon caramel cake. This is what happens with people who eat gummies. They have these wonderful desserts.
I know.
I'm having a ginger snap, okay? Jeez.
I have
Um,
a I have a Carmelo here.
oh, well, that's even better than my ginger snap.
But I ordered the whole bag. You know how you get those bags that are supposed to have a whole bunch of them in there? There's not a whole bunch of them in there. There's not. There's just not. It's kind of stupid. Okay.
Let's see. Where was I?
Deb, DF Sunshine, D Deb, continue prayers for you. Get some rest and hope to see you on here soon.
Where's Funky hiding? You know he needs to be warming up, says Ellie Mae. Good night,
Yep.
Deb. Good night, Deb. TG. Chicago says, Danny, you were at BC. I said it. Form day one. I don't know what that means. You were at
You
BC.
know, somebody's making a. I can barely see the comment, but this is interesting. Um, so when the kids try to get the property in their name, two options: pay what's owed to Medicaid or sell the land. I looked. West Virginia does require Medicaid repayment, and that's from. Well, it went away. I I didn't see who posted that the name, but uh, that's probably true, and that may be why that land has never been probated because if they may have to pay back if their parents had to have care or something, and Medicaid had to pay for that. So that could be very true.
Huh.
D someone. I used to deal with mortgages, title work, etc. If the parents were on Medicaid, when the property gets probated, the state gets reimbursed Medicaid payments. Probably why it's still in the parents' name. Is
Yeah,
that what
because
you read?
yeah, because if to qualify for Medicaid, you can't have but so much property, I think, and things like that in your name.
Mm-mm. That's not
Something,
true.
or I think maybe it is if you are going to in a care facility and you have to have Medicaid to
That's
help to
that's
pay for it, then you can't have but so many things in your name that are worth a certain dollar amount. That maybe then you do have to. That is true. That's in North Carolina, the same law, because you have to. They'll go ahead and pay for it, but
yeah.
once
They'll take your land and stuff to pay for your
right.
yeah.
Right. Or if there's like a spouse that still lives in the home or whatever, they'll allow that. But once it's all said and done, then they will take that property and sell it. It has to be sold, or you either have to repay them back out of pocket, or you have to sell the property, and pay what you still owe Medicaid. So that I understand what she's saying now. That could be the case.
BC says, don't let Eric fool you. Funny, he has stayed quiet as long as money was rolling in. He's just as complicit in trying to act all innocent. Don't let him fool you.
Huh.
TG says, D, an LLC owns that property. The property across the street is in their deceased parents. Um, D, someone says, so when the kids try to get the property in their name, two options: pay what's owed to Medicaid or sell the land. I looked. West Virginia does require Medicaid repayment. Ah. Ellie Mae Critter says, BC, yes. I wondered why he didn't bring up the stuff with Patrick before now.
Mm.
Kitty says he covered Patrick's wrongdoings and only spoke now. Lied about going home, and all of a sudden, those three are removed. I believe he is involved. Uh oh.
Mm.
Bad Betty says, Funky, you said if we got 30 super chats, you would show us a surprise.
Mhm.
It was good too,
That's right.
Bad Betty says. Kitty Lover, BC, funny now all of a sudden he wants to throw Patrick under the bus, but he has a stack of paperwork on Patrick. Wow, D, I didn't know that, but it makes sense. Eric said he's coming for Timmy, says Tara, and the way he said it was threatening. Oh. Steve, they can take the property. Tara says, I just saw it online. Kitty Lover, gee whiz, it's so funny because I close my left eye too when I need to read, especially at night. I do the same thing, but it's my right eye, Kitty Lover. When I
Huh.
read, That's crazy. I thought I was nuts.
No,
Carol's
you're not. I closed my left one as well.
Carol says, if the Medicaid has to pay back, Ray and Freddie, Lorraine and Timmy, Betty, and numerous other siblings probably on Medicaid for years. I wouldn't doubt it. Kitty says, night. Kitty says, funny, bad, bold Betty isn't sharing now. Bad Betty says, that's right, Kitty lover. And Steve says, Dee, thanks for answering my question. Okay, did I miss anybody's stuff now that I hit the bottom? Funky better be warming up for a little dance. Um, Kirsten said, just blows my mind how long this family has been manipulated and made fakers richer. God sees all the time, and I trust Ray, Lorraine, and Timmy will get through this better and be better off. Miss Sunshine went to bed. Good night. Um, Light D said, Lighthouse Girl, I wonder if Eric was court ordered to appear before a magistrate to turn over any evidence. What do you think?
Hmm.
Quiet. What do you think?
Um, I guess I would have to kind of have a little bit more explanation of what do you mean? Why would he have been? Why do you think he might have been? Because I'm not sure I understand. I know that, well, APS, I'm not sure. I think APS probably has all the evidence that they need because it's right there before their eyes. And they also had Timmy's statement of abuse, and Betty also told them that they had been abused, they had been hit. So I'm not sure if Eric had to would have been even involved. He would have been a part of that equation. And then the condition of the house alone, I think APS had the spotlight on them. And you look at the amount of people that have probably called in, and they know that people are wondering why have you allowed this to be like this for these uh, special needs people in this house in this condition. That alone would have been enough for them to have taken them out of that house.
If
And then with BJ and the abuse, that was probably made it a whole different level there. So I don't think they probably were forced to show their hand on it.
if they had 15 million views for the last 30 days, imagine
Hmm.
how many people called APS.
Exactly. They were
Just
probably
even
bombarded and
yeah.
at the state level. A lot of people will not even call the county. They'll call the attorney general. They'll call, the State Department of Human Health and Services.
Hmm.
And that's where, they probably got the word from above, you better go do something about this. They're probably, on the line for that.
Do you know what the Facebook page is for the Whittakers or
The
any?
face,
Yeah.
yeah, it is Patrick Rourke.
How do you
That's
wait? How do you spell his last name?
Roark.
Roaok.
No, Rorak. I think it's Rourke.
R
R
O
O Rorak. I think.
Rorak.
Right,
Right. Yeah.
Mm,
Rourke.
Right.
That's hard for me to say. And
Right.
Eric has a face. Eric has a Facebook page as well, and
yeah, I
his is
find Patrick.
Eric.
So
Yeah, it's Eric Carroll. And
how,
then they have the Facebook Whitaker family chat,
what's Eric?
and
What is Eric's last name? Carol.
Carol.
Carrol.
Yes,
Okay, let's see if he's on here. No, I can't find him here on Facebook. That's weird.
Do two L's.
Okay, I'll try it.
it may be two L's.
Yeah, I can't find it. It must not be a top one or something. Mm, weird.
Mm.
Um, Select a platform. I did. I tried to do Facebook. Let's try it again. Let me just try it again. See, is it CK?
No, it's ERIC, I think.
No, no, his first name Carroll. Yeah, I can't find him on Social Blade for Facebook. Um, does he have an Instagram or a TikTok?
I think they do, but I don't do that, so I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it. I was gonna see if I could make sure I was giving you the, it's not like got a little
What
something there. I'm not.
what's another on YouTube besides the Whittaker family? Is there another one? Does Eric have his own?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that's the only one. I think that's it on YouTube. Um, oh wait.
Really?
It may be. I don't think that Patrick has a YouTube. I think that it is on the Whitaker family
Oh,
or the Whitakers of Okay, Patrick Rourke. I misspelled the last name. It's Roark.
Let me see. Patrick, PATRICKROA
Yes, RK.
RK. Let's see if I can find him. No results. No results for Facebook. So it must be
And
on.
then it's Eric Carroll on Facebook as well.
Uh,
And you,
yeah.
yeah,
ERICK or just a.
ERIC.
Okay. And
And Carroll is CARROLL.
let's see. Come on.
huh.
Yeah, I can't find it either. They must not be.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
May says she found them.
Well, on Facebook, on the social blade for Facebook, I don't know what I'm doing wrong then. So tell me what, since you found them, tell me what it says
These.
because I can't.
Right.
Oh, try
Says
Air
try.
Dad
Okay, you saw it. Yeah, Dad talk.
Dad Talk. Okay, let me go back and try that. Mhm. Nope, it's not coming up for
Mm.
me.
yeah. He's got a blue check mark too, so it's an official page.
Right.
Try Dad Talk today.
Okay, hang on. Let's see. Dad Talk.
Dad Talk today. That's the name
Is it
of
one?
his.
Is it one word? Dad Talk
No, it's 3 words.
and today.
Yes.
TOAY. Okay, let's see what comes up there. Nope. It says page not found. Let me it's
Uh,
weird, huh?
yeah.
Dad jokes. Mm, Um it's no, I can't find it.
Well,
Somebody found it other than me. Let me know what it says because I yeah, I'm not doing good. Um let's see. Yeah, you can find him easily on Facebook. I'm looking on Social Blade though. That's what I was looking for. I think Patrick and Eric once APS got involved, couldn't wait to throw each other under the bus. Just so disheartening because they made us, along with Timmy, Lorraine, and Ray, fooled they cared. That's sad. Patrick and Eric both use Whittaker Family YouTube. Once you find Patrick, you will find Eric. Well, maybe I'll just look up Whittaker Family and see if it's on Facebook. That's a thought, huh? Nope. 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 So I don't know. And now Funky Town Uncut.
What?
I'm just saying. I said Funky Town Uncut.
Yeah.
I can't even find that on Facebook on here. So maybe it's just does only a certain like the top certain number,
Right.
I don't
We
know.
might just need to refresh it. It might be stuck.
Yeah, it might be.
The internet's been stupid before.
Well, my son told me today that there was in the Red Sea some explosions of some uh, lines, certain lines, and that
Hmm.
may affect our internet. Red line cables cut. Did anyone
Oh,
else hear?
really?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it says. Um, Microsoft's undersea cables cut in the Red Sea, disrupting internet access in Asia and the Mideast. So,
Really?
yes, so we don't know who
Yeah.
cut them, but since it's in the Red Sea, we may have ideas of who cut them. Um, they don't know immediately what caused the incident. There's been concern about the cables being targeted by Yemen's Houthi rebels, which the rebels describe as an effort to pressure Israel to end the war on Hamas. So, anyway, these cables were cut, so they said it might affect the internet. And I don't
Hmm.
just the internet in that part of the country or world, I mean, or all over. But yes.
Because when you start going out in areas like that, isn't it like satellite internet? Like, and I wish right now the names are all floating, but I can't. All the companies that service way deep in the.
Right.
I can't think of a single one. Shame on me.
Well,
Oops.
Microsoft is one of them that it's affecting.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know what else, what other companies, but I'm sure if it's affecting Microsoft, then it's affecting a ton of other internet companies. So like Google
Wow.
probably and stuff like that. But anyway, uh,
Huh.
let's
Huh,
see.
huh, huh.
Let's see where we are in the chat. Um, Patrick, oh, I read that. Once you find Patrick, yeah, I read that. Kitty, he didn't go home. He took Mark to the airport. Kitty says, yes, they did Moonage. D, someone tell Eric Carroll, oh, Eric Carroll dad talk. Yeah, I looked. I couldn't find it. Um, Found them on Facebook, not on Social Blade. Yeah, never trust any of them. I do recall Eric saying in the live right after he left their place with BJ in the camper, if anyone is being hurt, he'll do what he had to do. So I think it's obvious he reported them. Can I
Huh.
share his Facebook in chat somehow? Um,
Sorry, I gotta.
Jeff says you can share the name, but um, just their name says Tara. I hate to think that there's corruption in Eric's heart, but to take care of an adult with a disability, it's between 6,000 to 8,000 a month. The state will give. Wow, Moni said that. Never heard of Social Blade. This says Kristen Butler. It's just tells you how much a channel is doing. They give grades and how many viewers and how much each video makes on what date. So, D someone, me neither, Kitty, and I feel bad not trusting, but something from the beginning didn't feel right. Me either, Kirsten. Kirsten, it's where you can see the content creators make. Kirsten, yeah, Eric had a group for dads or something.
Hmm.
Kitty says, D, my gut instinct never lies to me. Me either, Kitty. Jeff said he can post it in the chat for you. Okay. He may have changed it. Now, Jeff says, I used to take them groceries back in 2020. They didn't like people around, but once they saw I was there to give them things, they welcomed me, but never tried to record them. Really, Jeff, says TG? I still say they all need guardian ad litems to look after the best interests. We will never know the whole truth about the situation, Ellie says. D says, me neither, Kitty. Hate to be skeptical. That's why I came here to have other perspectives. Havasu Brat. We are in satellite. Funky. Jeff has a question for you. Tara says, I think they took Timmy from Patrick's. Jeff
Yeah,
says,
Timmy was at Patrick's house when they came to get him.
oh, was he? Okay.
Yes.
Um, try Eric.Carroll 5680. Okay. I will
Are you
try.
guys on Social Blade or Facebook?
I'm on Social Blade, but
Oh,
I'm
okay.
on Facebook. I'm going on the Facebook. So what was it I'm supposed to try? Eric dot what?
Um,
Anybody?
I did Eric Carroll Dad Talk
No, that
on
wasn't
Facebook, and there's a picture of
Eric
him
dot
there.
Carroll 5680. Okay.
Hi, Bean. Come over here. I've got more Pringles.
Yeah. Let's see. Nope. It must not. They must have to be super big or something on there because it's yeah, it's not showing. Let's see. Where were we back at? Um, they guilt trip many, saying how many judge them because others concerning the Whittakers, they were sincere. Yada yada, says Kristen. Katie says Eric admitted he got adult protective services involved. There are two Whittaker pages, one on Facebook, one on YouTube. Okay, I didn't see it on Facebook either. I put Whittaker in there. Jeff says, TG Chicago, yes, I only live a couple hours from them and I felt extremely sorry for them. Oh my
Oh,
God.
we got a little troll in here.
He's pitiful. Get the troll, TG.
Yeah, Mr. Firecrotch there. Bye bye.
Kirsten, they're both guilty. He covered for Patrick. He's just as complicit. So kind of you, Jeff. Come on, Funky, says Ellie Mae. Jeff says, TG Chicago, like I said, I never wanted to film them. I felt that was a little too much. Well, that's good, Jeff. Me too, Jeff. All these outsider got involved and now the family is separated. It's so sad. He's not paying attention, Ellie Mae. I have to go to bed soon. Tomorrow is grandbabysitting day. I agree, Jeff. TG. Bad Betty. Come on, Funky. I'm getting sleepy. We want to see our surprise. Oh, pooh, Funky, says Ellie Mae. Kitty Lover. Exactly. That's what they got. Taking all the films and everyone trying to profit from them. Everyone hit the like button and subscribe, says Funky. AG, I think hundreds of people called social services after seeing these videos. I think it's more than thousands. I wouldn't, for 15 million watching, I think it's thousands. Rhonda, I'm so mad. Why couldn't people leave those people alone? If you've never been ripped away from your family, when that's all you've known, it is devastating.
Oh, Rhonda.
This Funky. Uh, Funky says, what's Jeff's question? And Funky Spills says, bad Betty. Fernand says, Rhonda, yes. Jesus, curious, wondering what Funky and family members may be interested in the future. It may be we had a true crime discussion, maybe like True Crime Tuesday or something, a discussion on an agreed case. Yeah, that would be cool. Like a case that's in court right now. I love that kind of stuff. Um, did anyone watch the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff? I watched that whole thing.
Some.
Some.
I couldn't watch her.
Seems like anybody that's tried to step in has gotten scammed by these people. The state does need to step in and take care of all of them.
The state is late coming. Like I said earlier, I won't change my thoughts. I think that they want to look like they're all so concerned. No, that's not the way it goes.
I have to
The
see.
state dropped their, I think the state, they dropped, they've done a lousy job with that family. They dropped the ball a long time ago on them.
I have to see why Stewie's barking. It sounds like he can't get outside.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm wondering though if ours are triggering each other because I know that mine was in here and then he left the room to go.
No, I think he can't get out. I don't know what he's barking about, or he can't come up the stairs because the bucket is in the way, blocking. Oh my God, you are such a little wuss. Okay, are you better now? Can you come up the stairs? Come on. Oh my goodness, he's my little wuss. For a big black scary dog, he's got no balls.
He just don't want to. He just don't want to spill the bucket.
All right, guys, calm down. And he's the only one with balls in the house. That's what. Stop! You're all goofy now.
Silence is golden.
Yeah, I know. I thought, did something happen to my
And on
stuff?
the same hand, people could be calling the media, and let's just blow it up with the media. Send the media in. Let all these cameras and stuff show up and start asking them what took you so long.
Right. And I'm sure that,
Let's embarrass them anyway. I think that I don't know.
well, I think that APS, I think they realized they had to do something. I think that they probably were put on the spot.
Oh, do you want to come up, Jeff? Calm down. Oh my God. Calm down. Hang on, guys. I got to take care of this. Chihuahua.
If anyone would like to come up on the panel, please do so.
All right, Chihuahua reverse breathing. Sorry. If anyone doesn't know what you do when a Chihuahua reverse breathes, you hold their nose and you blow into it, and it makes them breathe the right way. Just to,
Good.
okay, calm down. All right. Rhonda says, I was put in a children's home and separated from my three sister and one brother. I still have PTSD from what happened in the place. I'm so sorry, Rhonda. RP Eric.Carol.5680. Okay, I'll try again. Let's see. I don't think it's going to be there though, because I don't think it's big enough.
Mm.
But we shall see. Um, let's see.
I think it'll, be interesting to watch what happens, in the next few days. Um, I'm sure that Patrick will probably put out some videos. I don't know that Eric will be. uh, I don't know if he'll go back to see the family or not. Probably not.
Mm.
5680. Nope. Sorry, it's not on there. I
Uh,
guess there it's not big enough, so I don't think we need to worry about it. Let's see. Come on, chat, open up. Um, let's see. Where were we? Dee says when they wanted to make shirts and were making fun of Timmy going, huh, that went over the line. Making fun of disabled is not good. No, it isn't. Moni says Mark gave them 100K, gone. They need someone to monitor them. Um, Highlighted 150 comments. Well, I've been reading my booty off. I'm calling it a night, says Bad Betty. I'm very tired from working in the yard all day and I still have my headache. Good night, family. I love you all so much.
Good
Love,
night, Daddy.
love ya. Love ya. In love with you. Kristen said,
got $1 bill.
if I'm helping anyone, I'm not going to be making that into content. I kind of feel bad, like I'm part of the manipulation for watching all the Whittakers content, but I do sincerely care. TG says, I got him. Good. Bad Betty, I love you so much more. Bad Betty, I love you. If you would like to come up, there's the StreamYard. Funky says, we'd love to have some of you new people up here for a new perspective. Good night, Betty. Kirsten, I've watched them for years. Mark back away. Then here comes these two. Same story. Sorry, different people. Story, different people. Good night, Bad Betty. Rhonda, I'm so sorry you had to go through that and are still experiencing the afterlife effects, says Ferdinand. AG, West Virginia and Appalachia families have a different culture. They will always choose blood over strangers. Kristen said the state better do right for Timmy, Ray, and Lorraine. Someone read. What are you talking about? Um, the state surely did. So many resources and nobody stepped up. Now all of a sudden, poor Ray has gotten to be scared to death, sweet Lorraine. Chevy. Ray, Timmy, Elaine never tried to scam. It's BJ that ruined it for everyone. Kitty says, I saw a comment on Eric's page. A lady said 100S called. Jesus, agreed, AG. I'm a piney. We're the same through good and bad. What's a piney? Anyone know? G says, when Larry's trailer burned down, Mark Lietta went back, got a GoFundMe for them to clean up the mess. I don't know whatever came from that. Anyone else know? Do you know?
I don't know it. I don't remember that. I don't know.
Kathy says, good night, everyone. It's been a long day for me. Love you. Love you so much, Kathy. We'll chat tomorrow if I can.
Sleep well.
Sleep well. You're right. AG, I just hope the three that were taken away are at least being kept together. I hope that too. Rhonda at Moni. Sometimes the places people are taken to are worse than where they left. It has me in tears. I'm so sorry that you got triggered, Rhonda. Triggered.
Big hug, Rhonda.
Yeah. Kathy, I love you dearly. Fernan, good night, Kathy. Love you. Check your email. Kathy, heart, heart, heart. Fernan, Rhonda, exactly 100. Kathy, okay, Fernan, did you send me a dollar bill? Chris, yet he loves Timmy. Stony, I used to work in a group home of 6DD, disabled adults. They thrived and had great lives. There are good places, but there are not so good places too. That is very true. Kathy, sure, several actually. Kitty, I understand people care, but taking them away wasn't the answer. They can't even communicate. The people who took them will never understand them. They could have helped versus removed. Jesus, by the way, Piney is exactly the same as an Appalachian person. Oh, okay.
Ah,
I've never
Did
heard that.
you know
I've
that?
never heard it referred to like that.
Eric said tonight that he would be back for Timmy. Rhonda says, love you, Fernan. Tea rolling for Jesus. Did someone really dress Timmy in Victoria's Secret? Did that happen?
No, Eric just took him to the mall and they went into Victoria's Secret, and Eric was teasing them, picking up ladies' underwear, and I think having him grope at a mannequin or accusing him of groping the mannequin. I thought it was totally inappropriate. I thought Eric went over the line with that.
It was for views.
Yeah.
777. All blame for money gone by. Everyone else said goodnight to Bad Betty. Fernan says, love you, Rhonda. Katie says, oh, Fern, it makes me so angry. They lived all these years and now all of a sudden they get taken away. Um, Tea rolling. Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up. Rhonda says, Kitty lover. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Fernan says, Kitty lover. It's so wrong. Chevy says, all money gone because of BJ and her boyfriend, right?
yep.
Yeah. And you know what is so infuriating to me? You know, all this has happened
Right.
because of BJ. Because the abuse, the violence with her, um, the money exploitation with her, and she's still there, and they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's not justice, is it?
It just burns me up. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kitty. Timmy could live with his mom. He can get picked up and taken to day programs. This was all just so unnecessary. So unnecessary, so wrong, says Fernan. TG, Lorraine needs help. How can she care for Timmy? Kristen, all Eric had to do was go home after letting Amish know it was a no go. Lorraine has never cared for Timmy. Betty has. There are plenty of resources, says Kitty Lover. Jesus says, a piney is someone bred and buttered deep in the pine barrens of southern New Jersey. Huh.
Really?
Hey, TG, I misspoke. Yeah, it was Patrick that took him there, not Eric. Um, I did misspeak.
Get your memberships. Join the channel, says Funky. Kitty Lover. Kirsten, he is shisty. Lorraine is Timmy's mom, says TG. D, someone. I feel like blaming someone for this. Betty for living in Phil. Patrick and Eric for filming and exposing all this. I don't like blaming people, but who should be to blame? I don't know. I think there's a lot of different players in the blame game.
Mm.
Kitty, I thought Patrick took him to Victoria's. Was it Patrick or Eric who took him to
It
Victoria's?
was it was Patrick.
Oh, you said
I misspoke. Yeah.
okay. Um, Kitty said, or Ellie says, Kitty Lover, hopefully this will all get them the help in the home they need, but I still think they're going to need a different home to be able to keep any caregivers. Yes, says Kitty. A piney is a slang term for simple folks. Absolutely, Ellie, there's plenty of money. Ellie says, right, Kitty Lover, I believe it was Patrick who took Timmy to Victoria's Secret. TG, quiet, not Eric. Patrick took Timmy there. D, question of Betty. Has never worked a day in her life. Does she get SSI? Would she qualify for it? Yes, she'd get SSI. She would qualify because she's disabled. I believe, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that her cognitive deficiencies would make her would qualify her as being disabled to some extent.
Funky says join the channel. SSI is for persons that haven't worked. Yes. SSDI is for disabled persons who have worked.
Where's the music coming from?
I don't know. I hear it.
I don't
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
I don't hear it at all. That's
That's
weird.
crazy.
I don't hear it.
Do you hear it, T Wiz?
I do.
Do you guys in the chat hear the music? Yeah, okay, they're saying they can.
I can't hear it.
Now it's gone.
It's from Funky. He says he's trying stuff out.
Okay. That freaked me out. So there we go. I hope somebody else is hearing this besides me.
Kitty says
Got scared. I thought, what did
I
I do
did.
now?
I thought I'm almost afraid to ask.
Well, yeah, gosh.
Okay. Funky said soft white underbelly has already exposed it. And he said Kelly Sutton, I agree. I would say Larry and BJ Kelly, Sutton says, is the one's response. Kitty says, they said they lived this way as children. They can't do what they don't know. They were never taught. Some didn't even go to school. Because this is for me trying stuff out. I never heard the music. That's so weird. I didn't hear it.
Oh, I hear it.
Um.
It's like borderline elevator music.
Kitty says, that's why I say Betty can't take all the blame. We don't know what she goes through there. She has a lot on her plate. She promised her mom she'd take care of them. Kirsten says, so
Right.
her music, graceful. I have been raised and worked with elderly all my life, and this is one of the saddest things I've ever seen. Prayers for these people. Funky says it's StreamYard soft music. Kristen said definitely relaxing. That's like Angela. She can't do nothing like she doesn't know. That's true. Kirsten, TG Chicago. Exactly, Funky. Kristen says, seems like the parents who didn't prepare them whatsoever. Kitty Lover, this is not a normal family here. No, it's not. And you know what's so sad is this family is not uncommon in the area where they're coming from. They're just the ones that are on YouTube and
Right.
PTV. There are plenty of other families just like them. I'm sure.
Mhm. Oh, absolutely. It is sad though because that was a very aggressive remark too, or not remark, but move to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it certainly was.
Oh, they're winning, but they, really offset it for those poor people. Because we all know they're different, but you know what? Did they know that they're different?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they do. I think that's their normal, you know?
Right.
I think that's their normal. And that's sad.
Yes. Super sad. And just for all the years this has gone on, and I'm sure there were phone calls made and letters written and the whole nine back when Soft Right Underbelly was over there. I mean, and just
Mm-hmm.
hearing his voice, how hurt he was that that money didn't go to anything that he intended it for. And he offered. Oh no, they had it.
Yeah, it's really sad. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at dance moves for Funky to do.
Uh, to his elevator music.
Yeah, to his elevator music.
At least he won't get tired.
Not like last time. He had.
Right.
I thought he was gonna have to go to the emergency room.
We'll make sure the paramedics are on standby
Definitely.
somewhere on a canal nearby.
Okay, that wins the internet for the
Wait.
night, but you won the internet with that one.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
That's right. Well, all that
Okay,
name.
somebody, America First says, do you people look at the comments?
Yes, we do.
If they're not uh, the sniper of West Virginia has the video of Timmy taken away by the state.
Yeah, that video's on the Facebook pages as well.
Stop, Bing. Oh, jeez. Let's see. Each person in that home would get about 1,000 of SSI per month. So losing Timmy, Lorraine, and Ray, now they're 3,000 short of income per month. There's a lot of SSI income going into that home. They may up it though now for the others. I'm not sure, but they may. Someone, there was a documentary in the 70s, can't recall the name, something holler about two families, etc. And I thought that was bad. AG, but in order to get SSI, there should be photo IDs and social security numbers for each person. I don't know why Eric was trying to get them IDs and social security numbers.
They have social security numbers because if they're getting SSI, they have to have those, and for Medicaid and all the other things that they do get. I think the issue with that was over time, there's just their cards and the documents have been lost, and they had to recover those and get copies. And I think they were in the process of ordering all that, so everybody, was had a card there. There was a fire as well a few years ago, and they lost a lot of their photographs and I guess some of their documents as well. But
America,
they do have those.
America First, we don't promote our own channels on this page, so please refrain from doing so. Diane Gardner says funky. Kitty Lover said funky. I read that. I highlighted 5 comments. America First, yes, they're reading them all. I highlighted 10 more comments just now. I don't see them all highlighted, but I will look.
I can barely see. My eyes are shot.
I know. There was a document. Oh, okay. But okay, so that, like the music funky, poor Timmy is like a child. They said he is 40 something.
He's 46 years old.
Kirsten just said that. Thanks.
Yeah.
Kitty Lover, but how can we expect them to manage all that money? Let's see. Kitty Lover says they don't have the skills. Poor Timmy, Ray, and Lorraine. I can't even imagine what they're thinking. Yes, they do, American. Yes, we read all the comments, but don't just come in here and start saying, do you read comments? Do you read comments when we've been doing it all night? It's annoying to me because I'm tired. Surely so, America. Kitty said, I saw the videos, America, on Patrick's page. It was horrific. Kirsten said, I don't have the heart to watch the video. AG said, and if they're all getting SSI, where's all that money going? No wonder BJ wants to hang around. Exactly. Even the doctor were trying to go with Timmy. Oh no, Kitty Lover. See, I can't watch it. Nope. Kristen, don't. I wish I did. It keeps replaying over and over in my head. Yeah, that's why I can't watch it. Anita says Eric was getting the copies. Kristen said, yeah, that confuses me. I figured they already had SSI. Ellie says, those poor dogs. Kitty says, Ellie, they were jumping on the gurney. Diane says, funky. Laverne says, I hear it. Victoria says, bing. Yvonne says, do you think the dog pound will come and get the dogs? I think there's still people there, so if they can handle them, I don't know why they would. Dee says, the only good of this is finally they can't be exploited anymore. Yeah.
I do feel like these people did me well. And I was thinking about that whole thing about getting their cards and birth certificates. Maybe it was to put on a document, securing them to that home. I mean, it's the only time you need to whip that out, right?
Yeah.
And you don't know the actual number.
Yes, Mima says Victoria. Ellie says, yes, Kitty Lover, Timmy is probably one of the only ones who don't abuse them. If you abuse people, you will abuse animals too.
Well, I saw in a video, I saw Larry kick one of those dogs clear across that little living room one day.
Wow.
I did. And it may have been when Mark was there, one of the videos that Mark did, but I remember that he kicked that little dog. And I mean, that living room's not that big, but he did kick that dog.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
I think that when I judge people, one thing that I do judge people by, you can judge the character of a person by how they treat an animal. And I truly
true.
believe that.
Hmm. That's crazy. I just,
He kicked that little dog. I mean, it was totally uncalled for.
I don't like him.
Right?
I,
I don't like Larry.
yeah,
And I don't even know Larry. I just don't like Larry.
yep. I don't like him. I don't like
No.
people abusing dogs at all, or cats, or any animals.
Any animal.
And I think Larry gives Betty a hard time because Eric said that Betty told him that he gave her hell over that protection order that she took out on BJ. So I can imagine that he is not very nice at times.
There's a big war
They
going
have a
on in my room.
manipulative,
Sounds like he got a dog fight going on.
They're playing. This is what they do all day long. This is my Chihuahua and my lab. My boy. Hey, boys, calm down. They're just playing, and that's the Chihuahua being the aggressive one. Chewy will take anything. He's a little wuss. It's because they have a stuffy. They're playing over a stuffy.
that's funny.
Yeah, they're cute. I stopped buying dog toys for my dogs,
Mhm.
and I'll buy stuffed animals at the thrift store because they're cheaper. And you know what? They last longer. And I look
That's
at
true.
them to make sure that they don't have anything that they could hurt themselves on it. But
Right.
stuffed animals are tons cheaper than dog toys, and they last longer. It takes them a longer time to destuff them.
Right. And especially they charge, it's outrageous
Right.
what they're charging for a dog toy, and they're so chintzy.
Oh, a dog
So
can cost
chintzy.
you $20 and it'll be gone in an hour.
No,
No,
that's not really cool.
I'll buy the stuffies, I'll throw them in the wash, and then I'll give them to them, and they're happy little campers.
It's clams, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's what I do too. Dollar General, after a holiday, they're cheaper. Yeah, the dollar store ones don't last as long, but I
No.
just go to the thrift store, Goodwill, or
Those,
Arcs here.
yeah.
What?
Those ones from the dollar store are meant to be those little love me's for the little children, and anyone they would give to from the police department and the ambulance
Mm-hmm.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do those bear uh, things here where they, like donate the bear for the ambulance.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the kids. I think that's such a good thing. And we have, I live by a children's hospital. So they do in the like November, December, where the bikers come and do the Toys for Tots run.
Good choice. Oh, nice. That's good to hear.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
so
crazy.
good to hear.
It's crazy the amount of bikers that come and bring the toys, because it's so cool. But yeah, they do that every year in the winter, right before Christmas.
Jeez, that's
Guys,
nice.
it's like 1:13 my time on the East Coast. I'm gonna have to say goodnight because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it comes
Oh,
early.
shoot.
So um, I know it's earlier for for the rest of you, and I hate bouncing out, but I really have
You're
to go
fine.
because
No,
got to
quiet.
get some
Thank
sleep.
you.
And I
Go
want to
close
say
your eyes.
again, yeah, thank you all for having me up on the panel, and thank you, chat, for being kind enough to listen. And I really appreciate that. And I hope you all have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank
Yes.
you for having me, and I have enjoyed it, ladies. And thank you, Funky,
You-
as well. And I hope everybody sleeps well. See ya.
Yes.
Bye.
We hope you do too. Get some rest. Thank you again.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yep. And with that, I'm going to follow you because, I
Yeah,
really can't see where
late.
I'm going.
It's late. We still have 138 in the chat.
All
Uh,
right, y'all. So, what do you want to talk about now?
yeah. Anybody want to talk about anything exciting, or do you all want to go to bed? What do you all think? Raise your hands
Right?
if you want to go to bed,
I'm
or
looking toward my TV because I could kind of see that chat still. I'm so sorry, you all.
hands if you're tired, or if maybe you want to talk more about the Whittakers and maybe what you think should happen next. Oh, Dee said, I found that documentary, The Hollow from 1975. The longest lasting dog toy I have had is a paint roller cover. My dog stole one off the deck one day and it lasted all summer. That's funny. The Build-A-Bear toys last long. I got one for them and it's probably lasted 6 months. And it's just
Cool.
the stuffing in its head, but they love that one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
These guys aren't interested in those.
And the stuffies?
Yeah, they're not.
What are they?
Well,
What do they
the
like?
German Shepherd is gun shy of everything.
What about
Seriously, he always has been.
all too?
Cutie, yeah, the Chihuahua, he is. He would, but
Mm-hmm.
because it makes the other one, he'll take off. He'll just go and hide. He really had a bad life. He's better in a lot of ways, but there are just some things that don't go away.
My lab.
When those children walked in the house, that big old burly dog curled up in a ball at my feet, like, please.
Oh
They didn't do
no,
anything. He was like, no. I'm like,
no,
okay,
not
yeah,
kid.
help me.
Um, my sugar was like that. I got her. She was 4, and she was a living with a vet in another state, and
Yeah,
she was kennelled. You knew she was kennelled. She didn't
right,
know what ball was. She didn't know how to play. She was just. It was so sad.
right.
But
Yeah, telling me he was a rescue. He was removed from a home because they just loved him so much. Jerks. It's sad. He's got a scar right below his eye from whatever they did, but
my
we
sugar,
love him.
my sugar had a bullet in her belly, and she was
Oh,
a vet's dog. Okay,
oh, jeez.
he was not a nice guy. But when she had Violet, her daughter, she
Uh,
learned how to play. They played, and then when Stewie came along, they all played together. It was so cute. But
right.
she just
To
did.
play with,
Yeah,
right.
she didn't
This
know.
one will play with Heidi's husky, my daughter's husky.
Hmm.
They play like they're little puppies. They have a ball.
Yeah, that's how they played all the time. Yeah, she was a good dog. I miss her.
Oh,
I miss her.
oh, sorry.
I know. But Violet's a good girl too, right?
Yeah.
Violet on the floor. Stewie, I don't know where he went. Bing is chewing on the toy that he stole from Stewie, and
Yeah.
I keep throwing it in the hallway for Stewie to get. Stewie,
Jesus
get that
Frick is writing in caps. It's nice because I can see it.
toy. Mhm.
She says, "Good night, everyone. I'm out too. I'm so tired. I love each and every one of you. I really appreciate my family here. See you all tomorrow night, fam. Good night, Jesus Freak. Thank you."
Good night, Jesus freak. Um, Dee said, Sammy's the last of our three. He just turned 12. Oh no. Is he a German Shepherd too? What kind of puppy is he, Dee? Dee said, when the guy came for the internet, he was whispering to me. I was like, why whisper? He thought all the baby stuffed toys and thought the little one was sleeping. Oh, that's cute. And she said, no. I said, no, those are my dog's toys. That's funny. Yeah, I call
Funny.
stuffies. TG, my Sammy is spoiled. What kind of dog is Sammy? Good night, Jesus Freak. Love you, Jesus Freak. My dogs chase each other around trying to get the paint roller cover. It's still in good shape. One of my friends lost her 9.5-year-old Rottie Zuri today. She is broken. I love big old Rottie. They're so good dogs. My neighbors, on both sides, each one had Rotties, and they were beautiful. And I had a Rottie mix a long time ago. She
We
was
had one of those.
Rottie Shepherd. I don't know. She had a black tongue. She probably had chow in her too. Um, but she was not good with toys and sharing. So we couldn't have,
Really?
yeah, we couldn't have a lot of, never bones. Yeah, we couldn't have a lot of stuff around her because she was possessed of a lot of stuff.
Oh, poor
I could
thing.
take things away from her, but yeah, it was she would get scary, you know.
Right, right. Yeah,
She was.
this guy don't even like you to open the plastic bag. You know how when you wrinkle them up and you go to
Hmm.
bring them out, you shake them. Yeah, that, the broom, the vacuum, the blower. So
Yeah,
he
she
has
was
a hard
a good
time,
dog.
poor guy.
My ex brought her home.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where he got her from, but
Oh,
she was young. She wasn't 8 weeks old, and I was like, "Where did this?" I said, "You got to take her back. She's too young. She needs her mom." And he's like, "I
right.
can't." He's like, "I can't." Oh, so I took her to the vet the next day, and the vet said she's old enough. Don't worry, and she just told me how to feed her and stuff.
Oh,
But she was a good dog. She was a really good dog. But she had a
nice.
thyroid issue, and that's what took did her in her thyroid. The medication just wasn't working for her.
Oh,
She was a good dog, though.
yeah.
Yep.
You know, my daughter took a Chihuahua from through a friend of mine, right?
Mhm.
And she was. The story goes that she's a really good dog. They were moving. They couldn't take her with them. Really good dog. This poor dog, you couldn't touch her. She yelped. It took a long time. She's come a long way, and now she's You know, she's a little old lady. She's going blind. She's
Mhm.
diabetic. Her little bladder just doesn't work. But I want you to know my kid's been really understanding about
Mhm.
the whole thing. And she goes, I just, you know, because once she came around, you know, she wanted you to pick her up and hold her and love her and blah, 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 you know. It's, I mean, she made such a transition, but yeah, they say she's at least 12, 14 years old. And here we are, good times, you know.
Mhm.
None of us have gone and bought any animals. Um, we just do rescues. It don't matter, you know. We
Mhm.
grew up that way too. There's like 9 dogs at my sister's house,
Oh wow.
all kinds.
Mhm.
She had a son that passed away, and he left a handful of them. So that just kind of doubled up her bunch. It's okay. We love them all.
Yeah.
And if you didn't hit the like button, I could see that. Hey, Ann Carmichael, you made
Where
it.
the hell have you
I
been?
haven't seen her all night.
What the hell? And rescues are good.
They
Yes, I
are.
rescued a few too, and I did foster for a while.
Yeah.
Fostered a bunch of dogs.
Wow.
Mhm. Um, one of my dogs I rescued from the Humane Society here.
Right.
But he was a chocolate lab and very protective of me. He would just sit there and stare at me. He loved me so much. And I was out with a friend of mine, and my friend decided to go into my house before me, and
Uh,
he bit him in the stomach, but he didn't break skin or anything. And I'm behind my friend trying to get in the door, and I'm like, "Why aren't you moving?" You know.
right.
And I said, "Is he biting you?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, tell me," you know. So I
Right.
got in, and he stopped. He didn't break
Funny.
any skin, but he bruised him. And
Excuse me.
I
Gee.
I then took him to, because I got him from the animal shelter. I called
Right.
and they said, "Well, you should take him to an animal behaviorist." So I took him to the animal behaviorist,
Uh-huh.
and he said he was trying to protect you. It was instinct, and he didn't do anything wrong.
Right. He's just doing what
He
he
was
thought
doing
he
his
should do.
job. And he said if he really wanted to hurt him, the size of this dog could have killed him. That man. So
Right.
that was really restraining. So then he just gave me, things to do with people at the door, where you put treats at the front door. So when people come in, they give the dog treats and it's a happy thing. Yeah.
Right.
But he was a really good dog.
I had a couple that would have thought that you could come in, break in, and they would show you where all the valuables were, right?
Mm
I found out how wrong I was. I didn't even want to go into my living room. But my daughter was tiny. I was putting her to bed. We'd been out at a when we were in Alaska. It's like everybody got together. You ate, you drank, you partied, right?
hmm. Mm hmm.
We came home so I could put her to bed, and I heard these growls come out of these dogs, and I was like, "What?" And I was afraid to go out there, and finally I did. And it was my husband's coworker, and nobody cared for him. He was letting himself in our house. when I when I came to the that courage and saw him there, both dogs were attached to his arm. He was holding the door with his other hand, like, "Don't let him eat me." I said,
Uh oh.
"Well, You knock or ring the doorbell next time.
We missed one of Anne's professions.
Did we really? I can't really read
Do you
anymore.
read my comments? Was my professional name when I was the editor of Dear Abby. I was let go for being too opinionated.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you. Yeah, I had some crazy dogs that I fostered too. Some good ones,
Oh.
but some crazy ones. Crazy. There was this one boxer lab mix
Uh-huh.
would come running at you full force and stop right in front of your face. And I was like, whoa.
Jeez.
He was crazy. He was a crazy one.
Right.
And then I had some very needy golden retrievers.
They're
Yeah,
so smart.
it's funny, my son and I would both come to the conclusion, when we'd foster a dog. No, that's not one we'd want to keep. That dog's a little bit too needy.
Too funny. Too funny.
But we both fell in love with this old chocolate lab man. His name,
Oh,
we changed his name to Joe. Or maybe
right.
it was Joe. But he was just this old man. And I guess he had a fatty tumor that they removed before we got him. And we kept him because he was just a good old boy. And he was a senior. He was like 12 or 13 when we got him. So
Right. All this talk about different Labradors that you've not said one time something that was happening around here. Well, not here, but people that we knew that had Labradors that somehow their insides turned.
they're yeah,
They're
it's
very
called
delicate.
bloat. It's called bloat.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that something that still happens, or was that just an
It
era?
does. I think it happened to one of my labs when I was out of town and I had friends watching her, and I think she got nervous. And I think they called me on my way home. We had to rush home.
Uh,
And I think it was too late when I got to her. I really do. And I just nursed her all night. And
uh,
it was,
I
it was
had one
too
like
late.
that.
She couldn't keep any fluids down or anything. So I believe that's what happened to her because I took her in the next morning because it was grave, and I just had her put down. There was nothing I could have done at that point.
No, and then
I
I
knew it.
know that people try, and it's still, they say it's so risky.
Well, what they have to do if they have blow, it's their stomach flips, like you said,
Yeah,
is they have to try to unflip it, and then they stitch it so it stays in place again. But you have to catch it fast and early because if you don't, there's no way the dog's going to make it.
right.
It's like Marley and me. I
So,
think that's what happened to Marley and me. But
oh, yeah,
yeah, it's just I had dogs long enough to know when the dog is grave. And the same thing happened to my sugar. I went home and I was at with mom and for a couple days, and then my son called and he says, "Mom, she's not getting up. I can't get her to go out at all." So I had to
right,
leave early. And when I came home, I knew she was grave. I knew that was it. He knew it was it.
right. I had one, and when it happened to her, it was too late. She She had been through so much in her life. I
Yeah.
took her from a family that just kind of forgot they had a dog, and I mean a lot of series of malnutrition with her and stuff. I mean, she was such a good dog, though. I still miss her. She was a sweetie.
My mom's tells a story. My mom was born and raised in Canada, and they lived in the wilderness. And
Mm-hmm.
people used to drop off their dogs there when they didn't want them. So they always had dogs. And
Yeah.
someone gave them a Great Dane, and he was a
Oh.
blue Dane, which is like the dark gray, and
Mm-hmm.
his ears hadn't been cropped, or so he became like the family's dog, and
Right.
everybody loved that dog. And when my great grandfather passed away,
Mm-hmm.
my great grandmother put him on a toboggan because it was in the wintertime, and that dog pulled him into town. And it
Wow.
was like 6 or 7 miles into town.
Jeez.
And not only did he pull my great grandfather, my great grandmother was on the toboggan too.
Right.
And then when they buried my great grandfather, he ran. I guess they put him on the train or something, the casket or something on the train, and the dog ran next to the train all the way into town too.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
Wow.
his name was Dick, but he was
How
a
cute.
really good dog. And I guess my great grandmother came um, in to visit my mom when they were living, in the States and stuff. And
Right.
he stopped eating because my great grandma was gone. So she had to leave early to go back and take care of him. But yeah,
Oh.
that's the big story about Dick. My mom said he used to, when she was younger and stuff, when they would go swimming, there were a lot of snakes that were around the dock.
Uh-huh.
And she would call him when there was a snake there. And he would come, grab the snake, and shake it and kill it for her. Because my mother was deathly
Jeez.
afraid of snakes. And
Right.
then mom said he would go wash his mouth out in the water because it was nasty. But
Ew.
he would kill
Yeah,
snakes.
right.
Yeah, crazy.
Jeez.
Um, what is this? What is usually when they're spaying, they do the gastroplexy? Is that where they attach the? What is that? What
I
is that?
don't know.
What is that? I don't know what that is. TG, what is that when they attach the stomach to the side of the wall so it doesn't flip? Um, Funky says he's tired. Oh, okay.
Uh,
Um,
and
well, we should go. We're down
right.
to 07.
And where does Anne live? I can see they had Siberian Huskies for sled dogs, and they got for the kids. So the kids decided to teach the dogs to pull the sled, and that went away because it was on the TV. You see the rest of Anne's?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
search. Oh, they do that when they're spaying a dog so the stomach won't flip? Wow, I didn't know they did that. Do you have to
Uh,
ask for that? Or is it just done um with the spaying now?
uh,
I never knew that. That's interesting to know. I wonder if they did it to Violet when she got spayed. I don't know.
right.
Usually when spaying, they do the gastroplex. I never knew that.
Uh,
Crazy.
well, that's good to know. That is
It
really
is
good
good
to
to know.
know because I know my son's Blue is the exact dog you were talking about just a minute ago. Just in that description, the big blue and
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. He barks and he sounds like 10 dogs. Yeah,
You know, the reason we haven't gotten Stewie spayed or neutered yet is because with bigger dogs, you have to let their growth plates close so that they don't suffer from arthritis later in life.
it's so good of you to say that. It's good information, Ellie.
And a lot of the shelter dogs are spayed, because they don't want them to breed again and stuff. And
Right.
they're spayed and neutered early, and
Uh,
it does affect them if they're a bigger dog later.
right. But it just sucks because most of these people get these animals, and it's sad because there's so much irresponsibility that goes on, and you go driving down a little desolate little section of
Hmm.
area and find tons of puppies that have been thrown.
Right.
Um, yeah, without their mama, with no food, no water, no shelter. This just throw them. They're gonna find a home in the middle of nothing. Yeah, I just despise it. So, I mean, it's sad that they're going to suffer as they get older, but I kind of support the do the spay right away.
Hmm.
Well, I knew Bruno he had to get his operation, and they said he was at least 2 years old when he came out of the pound. Somewhere I have his information.
Being I neutered when I knew he was fully grown his size,
Uh,
and he was probably 6 months because he's a littler dog. They're not going to grow anymore.
right.
I knew his growth plate closed and stuff, and they did a really nice job. I took him to the Humane Society here, and they did a really good job on it, and he healed really fast. But I'll probably take Stewie to the same place once he's done, but he's not done yet. I know
How
it.
old is
it
he?
he's 2.5, and with labs, it's between 3 and 3.5.
Really?
Yeah, their chests just keep growing wider.
Wow.
You can tell once you know, so we'll see. It'll be easier for him. He won't be as he won't be as hy- won't be as hyper. It says, "Right, me, mom. Large dogs need to be fixed later. It can be hard to wait, but best for the health of the dog. Yeah, especially males.
I know, but you know, animals get such a bad rap,
Right.
and something happened here in our area. They took a bunch of dogs and had them all spayed, neutered, groomed, whatever. Here they were in recovery, and somebody marched them into the next room and did the unmentionable and put them down.
Why?
I don't know. There's a big scandal that came of that, and I'm really hoping that somebody has finally stepped in because if you're that callous, get out. You
Right.
know,
And
people are donating their time, and you turned around and did that.
that's
Two
all.
of those dogs had already been claimed for
That's
adoption.
terrible. Ellie
That's
Mae
how
said,
it got out. Yeah,
yeah,
come on, stop.
she has her big dogs on special large dog food, puppy food too.
Right,
Yeah, I do too, because you don't want them to grow too fast, or else they have this other thing that happens with their joints. I forget the name of it. With big dogs, my labs
oh,
are not huge, big labs. I mean, mine are average size. They're not huge, um, but I've seen really big dogs. And my uncle used to breed Great Danes, so I watched them all the time and stuff. But yep,
Such an
Funky.
intimidating
Okay,
sight.
these kids have
Well,
school.
come say goodnight, bro. I mean,
Come up and say
we
goodnight.
called you an hour ago and you didn't answer.
Come on the chat. I'm gonna go to
What
bed.
happened when you listen to elevator music?
See you all tomorrow. Love you
Right.
guys. Say goodnight.
Love you all. Good night. Love you, Mima.
Love you too. I'll talk to
Sleep
you.
good. All
Yeah.
right.
All right. Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.